Welcome to 7-Sided Die's Carpathian adventure. Travel back 700 years to the early 1300s. Castles like this dot the countryside. The Hungarian Empire, or Carpathian Empire, is at its zenith. The nascent Ottomans are on the rise, but neither Holy nor Roman nor an empire. Holy Roman Empire battles within. England and France fight one another. As the Templars recede into history, the Teutons are on the rise. Welcome to the Carpathian adventure. This was a great hall. There would have been a roaring fire. It would have been adorned with Gothic windows. This might be where our adventuring party might gather. Let's meet them.
From the kingdom of Aragon, I am Zyman Val. I've ventured forth with few possessions and little coin, save an ancient tomb I searched to decipher. But I've struggled to find clues, and at times, food. While freezing in the Alps, fate crossed my path with a shining knight and the champions of the sun. Having aided me in a desperate time, they have earned my service and my friendship. Now, using my wizardry, I fight by their side.
I am Balder, a Norseman, a soldier, and an eldritch knight. I left my home to leave politics behind, only to be dogged by it across Europe. I first met the Champions of the Sun outside a small town in Hungary. Together, we battled Ottoman raiders and vampires. The Champions gave me purpose again, and where it takes me, I know not, but I know I want to be a part of it.
I am Kip Kaelin, Ranger of the North, and I am lost. Hailing all the way from Garin in Scotland, I have faced great tragedy, losing all those dear to me. I am haunted by that fateful night, and what was taken from me. I face defeat at every turn, attempting to enact revenge on those that did this to us. And when all my strength, resources, and allies, save for my trusted wolf Lycoa, was depleted, I stumbled upon the Champions of the Sun at the Battle of Sakut. I decided to ally myself with these seemingly capable and worthy adventurers to aid me in putting the lost to rest. It is what she would want, or so she seems to indicate.
I am Borinth, the Cave Bear. I come from a tribe of barbarians that once lived in the mountains of the Badenweiler. While on my sacred spirit quest, my tribe and family were attacked with none left alive. I now seek the power to avenge my people. With my rage, I grow stronger, and with the Champions of the Sun, I seek a path to restore and preserve my people's culture and rid this world of any evil that stands in my way.
I am Matthias, of the House of Bathory, Knight Baron of Carpathia. With my traveling companion, Ambria, I was dragged into a whirlwind path by a rogue monk. But those I have met since then have earned my respect, and, more importantly, my trust.
Welcome to the Carpathian adventure. Welcome, I'm Tom. Thank you for joining us. We're a group of gamers who get together in real life to play Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us are military, others are in construction, still others retail managers, a few are in IT, we're parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. There were quite a few thank yous in our open, except one, you. we'd like to thank you, our Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter followers, as well as our YouTube subscribers. Thank you for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch, please like on YouTube and Facebook, and please subscribe on YouTube. At last count, I think we were roughly 419 subscribers on YouTube and something like 461 on Facebook. Thank you, all of you. If during the stream you follow on Twitch, or if you subscribe on YouTube, your username will pop up on the stream. To all of our subscribers, thank you. So what is going on in the campaign? The party is building strength and gathering allies to defeat a powerful vampire named Bayuk Osman Ghazi, and one of our other players just arrived. In their effort to do so, they are collecting parts to create a powerful magical weapon. A series of battles and a siege later, they acquired the Heilige Lanza, or the lance head, from the Spear of Destiny. The DM believes they are now in search of at least 2 other parts, perhaps a staff and a power source. Having defeated an ongoing villain, the beaten and battered party started the last session at the edge of a large lake outside the city of Mines. They made their way into town to a different tavern than they previously frequented. While munching on 4 fried chickens and plain white toast, new party member Galela finally had a chance to introduce herself. Returning party member Kip Kalin also had a chance to reintroduce himself. Though with the party a short while longer, the party got to know Edric better as well. Simon regaled the party with more information regarding his ill-gotten tome, how he stole it, and slighted a woman in France as well. In-depth conversations continued late into the night. All except Simon eventually made their way to their respective rooms and took baths alone. Simon, or one of his alter egos, wandered into the dark, narrow streets of Mines and tested one of his new spells, Delayed Blast Fireball. The following morning, Simon, pretending not to know what happened, and Edric investigated the area where the explosion occurred. Later, the party went to the cathedral in the city and met with the bishop. Borinth asked him if he could in some way preserve the now decaying large hands they took from Drusus. The bishop said he would see what he could do. Leaving the cathedral, the party discovered a tavern called Tierbar, or the Animal Bar. Opening the door, they entered a mosh pit, and we rejoined the party. Welcome back, everybody.
I forgot that's what we ended.
Yeah.
Sausage fest.
Yeah.
With people getting hit in the face
It's
with
like ending
sausages.
a party at a sausage fest.
Okay, let me just kind of describe what's going on just for everybody's edification here. Stepping into the tier bar, stairs lead down into a wide, deep, high-ceilinged room filled with smoke, the smell of sausages, and sweat. In the center of the room, there was a large, square stone bar with a wooden countertop and a high wooden canopy of sorts, the same width and depth. Hanging from the canopy are numerous heavy metal, perhaps pewter drinking mugs, sturdier than this, and panels that look like they could be lowered to close off or protect the bar. A sign above the bar says, "Das Getränk ist Ghost in los. Wie Sie hierher kommen können," which Borinth and Simon know means the first drink is free if you can get it. Scattered around the large room in a rather haphazard fashion are numerous high-top tables pegged to the ground with wooden stakes. They are roughly 15 feet apart and 15 feet from the bar. From their position and the condition of what you guess was once a wooden floor, they have probably moved around or been moved around a few times. On the high tops sit huge bowls of sausages and bread and wooden buckets filled with mustard. Customers, if you want to call them that,
crowd around the tables, greedily grabbing the sausages and bread and dipping them into the bucket of mustard and before tossing them across the room to their friends and cohorts who could not get close enough to the tables. The sausages are rapidly consumed by the customers and protected by guards with cudgels, while waiters and waitresses continuously bring out more and exchange the large bowls with other bowls of sausages, breads, and buckets of mustard. Despite the cold outside, the room opens to a large open-air courtyard at the back. Courtyard is, of course, a very loose term here. Though through the opening you can see a unisex slit trench. Just across from the slit trench is a wide tarp held up by poles just slightly longer than the length of the trench itself. Customers are intermittently lining up along the trench, aiming their relief tubes, or apparatus as you will, at the tarp where their waste then runs into the trench. Despite the bizarre nature of the place, it is packed. Sausages fly through the air and customers rush to the bar to down more beer. Moving through the crowd, it is difficult terrain. Moving over the crowd requires a successful DC 15 athletics or acrobatics check, but doing so makes one subject to 1d4 attacks of opportunity. What are you guys doing? You are there at the entranceway.
I'm honestly afraid to do anything because I need this long rest. So I'm like, I'm afraid to do anything.
Sky above, what fresh hell is this?
I've seen lots of horrible things in my time with you, but this may be
in Rome.
This may be far the worst.
We're not in Rome.
No, yeah.
No, we are most definitely not in Rome. I think that the extravagant feasting enjoyed by the Romans is somewhat more wine focused than this, and involves a lot more togas.
Well, I'm willing to at least grab myself an ale. I mean, it's free.
You can get it.
You can get it.
I
Yeah.
think I'm the only one at the bar.
You're at the bar?
Yeah.
How did you get to the bar?
I thought I did.
No.
we just
I
stepped in the front
tried
door.
to, and there was a dog.
A dog.
attacked
There's a
me.
dog in there.
I remember.
Okay.
Well, it's an animal bar. There's animals too, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you trying to? You know what we'll do? I don't think we need it for combat, but everybody roll initiative just so we have like an order for things, if you will. And if somebody could organize it and just put the opponents last.
I got a 17.
It
have a
doesn't
20.
really represent anything.
What'd you get, Warren?
20.
Oh. Did you get Galena?
15.
9.
15 for Maddox.
Yes, 15.
Okay, Borinth, you are up. You're standing at the entranceway. You see the sausages flying back and forth, people dipping them in mustard, tossing it across the room to their cohorts who can't get close enough. Around each one of these pedestals, there's about 6 people. It is like jammed they're around them. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna try to squeeze my way through. I'm just like
Okay,
watching out
just-
for flying sausages and
Okay, you're trying to weave your way
Yeah.
in between
just
the.
trying to get to the bar. I guess that's where you said with.
Yeah, it's about 30 feet to the bar.
Yeah.
It's just going to take you, with your speed, probably about a round and a half to get there.
Okay.
If you do, or you could try and dash in between if you want to try and do something like that.
No, I'm trying to weave way.
Okay,
Just
you're trying to
through.
weave your way in between the bar.
I'll use the dodge action.
Okay,
If anything,
you're weaving in
just
between.
I
And
don't feel like getting hit in the face right now with a sausage.
nothing. You see several things go flying by you. As
I'm gonna use him as my shield.
That's
Also
very
dodge.
smart.
Well, Zymon's up next here. What are you doing, Zymon? It's all kind of simultaneous, but just for sequence of who's.
I'm gonna try to kind of like move around the perimeter of the room, and kind of halfway, and I'm gonna try to catch like an errant sausage that has been misthrown.
Okay, you're making your way along the bar. People are jabbing away at you, let me see.
one sausage goes flying by. It's a little bit wide. You've got to reach up and try and grab it. Give me an athletics, or rather acrobatics or athletics check, like a DC 15, if you would.
Oh, I got a 1!
A 1. You reach up and you just reach up to grab it, and you go whoa, and somebody like. You realize you just slammed right into somebody right at that moment, and they kind of like bump right into you. Give me another athletics check, please.
You're gonna die.
Ooh,
Why are you even in here? I got 14.
He's got a whopping 5.
13.
He's got a 5. When you do, you like barrel him over without even realizing, and you're reaching out trying to grab the sausage, and it goes flying by at that moment. Mattias, you are up. What are you doing? You see Zyman trying to weave his way along the edge of the wall. Borinth just waded in. It looks like Galela's trying to follow him to the extent that she can. Kip just got punched by somebody a moment ago.
Yes, that happened. Last session got hit. Yeah.
What are you doing?
This nightmare is truly something to dread.
This is a Mattias
But I
nightmare.
need a freaking drink! Sky above, have mercy on my soul. Taking out only my shield, I start looking for an opening to, where the crowd seems slightly thinner.
Okay,
Between me and the
you're
bar.
kind of like pushing with your shield through, looking over the edge of it. Give me an athletics check, sir, as you're trying to kind of pushing your way, kind of using it like a police shield to make your way through the crowd.
Okay. Athletics. Okay, that's almost guaranteed to be decent.
You should
That's
be
a 25.
a 25. Somebody bumps into you, and you without even realizing it, you're like, they're down low trying to reach for something, and you just kind of like just roll right over them, and you can feel your feet kind of like catching themselves as they went underneath you, and you make your way in about 30 feet. You're not quite at the bar. You make your way in about 15 feet with the difficult terrain. You're about halfway to the bar. That is Mattias. Kip, you are up. What are you doing?
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to.
So how long is it going to be before some of our compatriots start matrix dodging the sausages?
Yeah, it's probably happening. Question for the DM. Land stride. It's moving through non-magical difficult terrain. Costs me no extra movement.
Ooh, okay.
Right? So I'm okay if like this is kind of funny though. So
No,
I don't know
this
if
is
it's-
good.
it's-
It'll
okay.
work.
So I just want to like just deftly, gracefully.
It's not,
weave-
definitely not magical.
Yeah, no. But,
I mean, it is, but it's not.
like I
The
just want to
experience is
definitely
pretty
like
magical.
kind of dance and weave and duck, dive, dodge, dip, and dodge through through all the people, you know, as deftly as I can.
Not required by the ability, but give me an acrobatics check with an advantage.
Also, it's dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
You would know that.
Whatever.
I would,
19
yes.
plus 5. So
You are just 24. You're just kind of like weaving in between all of these people. Somebody comes right in front of you and flies by, and you're kind of like matrix underneath them, and continuing on. And difficult terrain doesn't affect you. You're right up by the bar.
Got it. Yeah,
What are
I
you
got
doing?
35 feet of movement. So I'll do that, and I'll kind of spin and land on the bar and be like, "Look, my feet, please."
Yeah, 1 gold mug. Here, I haven't seen you yet. Here's your first mug.
Oh,
Enjoy. Drink up. Did you drink it?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, terrible
Awesome.
mistake.
Straight
Awesome.
mustard.
Yeah, straight mustard.
Awesome. What is your Constitution modifier?
Con mod is +1.
+1. So roll a D4. 2. Put this on a 3, please. A 3 facing up. There you go. Okay, now.
Oh no.
Okay, you guzzle down this, and it's good. It's wickedly good. It's like a mead. It's like a beer. It's like whatever. It seems to like adapt to your palate, and it's delicious.
and you just feel the warmth of the alcohol rushing through your body. You lower your 3 to a 1. That's how drunk you are. If that goes to 0, there's a chance of you going unconscious. Roll a d6.
6.
A 6. You, for whatever reason, you just start pissing on the floor. You have no idea why. But fortunately, no one seems to notice. You just feel the warmth running down your leg into your boot.
Right down my kilt.
Okay.
Hey, that works.
That is Kip. Galila, you are up. What are you doing?
Okay. I was trying to
Sure you
get
want that
through.
There goes the relief.
You are right behind
I'm
Borin.
just watching everybody go ahead and like using everyone as.
You're right behind
Semi-shields.
Borinth at this point. He's about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through the room. Probably about he's probably about 20 feet through the room. You've got about another 10 feet to the bar. There's probably about to your right rear and left rear, there's high tops with bowls of sausages on them and people like gathered around them. What are you doing? You can stay right behind Borinth, or you can try and plod on.
No, I'm gonna keep. I'll keep trying to get to the bar, get ahead.
Okay, roll me an athletics or acrobatics check, please.
I'll take acrobatics. 21.
A 21. You kind of like weave in between several people, and somebody like literally slides, not intentionally, in between your feet, rolling a 9, and you just kind of like skip over them, and you find yourself at the bar.
Am I near any of my friends?
Roll a d20, and Mark roll a d20.
13.
2.
About 11 feet away from you, you see Kip, who you just met. But so I
Standing in his own.
guess he's a friend. I mean, everything's relative. But
Well, yeah.
he's the only one. I mean, the place and the bar is like people are like pushing up toward you, and he goes, "I definitely haven't seen you here before. You want a beer, right?"
Okay, do I see the state?
Nope, nobody
Has
noticed.
he peed?
Nobody
Nothing?
noticed.
No.
Nobody noticed
No.
him.
I look like I'm having a great time.
Pretty much. No, I'm gonna take it.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
You know, he's gonna.
He hands you the beer. Do you drink it?
I'm not.
You're not
Honestly,
sure.
I didn't intend to get. She really didn't intend to get drunk.
You hear
She was
Boris in the
trying to
background going,
observe.
drink,
I
drink,
only
drink,
wanted one
drink.
drink. I didn't expect to get drunk.
You drank the whole thing. I just want to take a sip.
You
know,
take
I'm
a
not
sip.
trying to get. She's not trying to get drunk, obviously.
Okay, understood. You take a sip. What's your constitution?
It is +2.
+2. And so roll a d4.
It is what it is. I don't know what's going on. 3.
A 3. So
just
put
have
this
to make
on
it there.
5 and lower it down by
I think I have
1,
an
down to
idea.
4. So that's at 4. That is your drunk state. Roll a d6 for me.
That's your drunk state. Welcome to the party.
5.
A 5. You take a sip of this and you realize you have to relieve yourself in 2 rounds, or you will relieve yourself
no.
anyway. If you have any remaining movement, which I
mess?
do not think you do, you have to try to move toward the tarp or not, your choice, to attempt to relieve yourself. That is your turn. That is Galela. The opponents, you just see people like jamming around you. One of them tries to jab into you, Zyman, and fails. Roll, give me an acrobatics or
What are they
athletics
jamming
check.
into you with? Just pushing you
They're
out of
just
the way?
like pushing
Oh,
and like, nobody's like fighting per se. It's just like a 10, no effect. Ooh, Kip, one guy right up against the bar just kind of like bashes it against you, trying to reach across you. Give me a strength or athletics check, please. I don't think it's gonna matter.
9.
9. And you feel the pressure against him just slam into
me.
you. And he's like got you pinned down on the bar and he's reaching across like desperate. I need 2 drinks. And you take 2 points of bludgeoning, non-lethal bludgeoning damage. That is the on Galila. Roll me as an athletics or acrobatics check. Borinth and Mattias as well.
That was bad. 8.
An 8. They didn't. You still rolled better than them. And Mattias, how are you doing up there? Mattias Ryder pounds
Just put
down
this in
a-
front of. Just put this in front of Reiner.
Ryder!
22 for Borin.
22 Borin. Borin,
he's
somebody tries to slam into you, and you just kind of like step out of the way, and you just tap on him like that, and he goes, and he goes down on the ground. You didn't even hit him, and he just went out cold.
Okay.
Okay.
What is that for?
That's for Reiner.
Oh, oh, he's out.
Yeah.
You are watching the Carpathian Adventure on 7-sided die, and we will be right back. Hey, bud. You're watching the Carpathian Adventure on 7-sided die, and the party is in a mosh pit where we rejoin them. Guys, sorry about that. Welcome back. Where were we? That was, I believe, we're up to.
I think we're
oh,
at
wait,
one.
no.
I just
oh,
did
that
a-
was them.
I did a
Okay,
strength check,
Borinth,
yeah.
you are up. You are about 10 feet away from the bar.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the bar, try to get myself
You weave
besides
your way through it, and you're right up next to.
I should be between the two of them, or as close as I
Sure,
can get.
sure. I'll say you're about 5.5 feet from one and 5.5 feet from the other.
Do you step in my stream?
Oh yeah, I don't even notice it. I'll just bang on the bar. Give me a beer.
Yes, I definitely haven't seen you, big man. Here you go. First one's on the house.
Take it, and I'm gonna clank it with all the other ones and just send it back.
Well, I know your con is like plus five.
yeah.
Roll a d4.
A 1.
A 1. Then
Yeah.
I only have to put one die out for you. Start there. It starts at a 6 and it goes down to a 4. Roll a d. You feel the warmth of this ale just rush through you. And
So wait, I
after,
started at 6?
you start at a 6,
Right.
5 plus 1, and it goes down to a 4.
Oh, okay. So it changes to a 4.
After chugging that, that ale or beer, it actually kind of adapts to whatever you like in your mouth, and it feels absolutely incredible. Especially after having been in these fights for so long. Roll a d6.
2.
A 2. You just chug this beer back, and it's like you can feel it like dribbling down your face, and you're like, this is incredible. You are insatiable. You need another deer bar beer now. You
Another!
Another, and he goes, oh, you like it, do ya? 1 gold.
Okay.
And he pours down another one.
I'll put a gold on the table.
And you can't wait to drink it. You chug it down, lower it from a 4 to a 2, and roll a d6.
Where's my sheet? I can't see it. D6. A 4.
A 4. You chug back this beer, and it is so good. It's like warming up your veins, and all of a sudden you feel your stomach rumble, and you're like, I need a sausage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reach around and grab any sausages. Actually,
they're 15 feet away from you. You turn, and you have you have to use any movement available to get to one of the high tops and get yourself a sausage.
I'm going
right now. You turn. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
16.
A 16, 13, 14, 15. This one guy stands in your way, and he's like blocking you. He's not like intentionally. He's like you're dancing with, and then you're just finally, and you just go right through him, right up to the bar, and you're like right in between. You push him out of the way, and you reach in and
2 hands.
grab. You eat the sausage. Take 1 off your drunk state. You're back up to a 3, and roll me a d6.
5.
A 5. You desperately need 2 Deer Bar beers. Do you have any movement left?
I had 40. I have 40, so I don't know.
You
Well, you
took
went
you
10
30,
and
took you
15 there,
15, 30. Yeah. So you've got like 10 feet left. You turn and you start
Close
moving.
like into the bar.
You're about 5 feet away from the bar, heading toward the bar at this point. That is Borinth. Zyman, you are up. What are you doing?
I kind of see everybody like disappear into the crowd. I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do. And I look around. Do I see? Is there any of the guards or the serving people close to me?
The nearest one is about 7 feet away from you, which with difficult terrain is about 15 feet, about half your movement. If you were to try and leap over people, it would be normal movement if you make a successful strength or athletics check.
No, I'll do the double movement.
Okay.
Use the 15 feet.
You weave. Just give me a strength or athletics check, a normal one here. It won't spawn any opportunity attacks.
16.
A 16. Somebody, you just managed, somebody like gets in your way and you kind of like weave around them rather adeptly. And you're standing next to this woman is bringing out this large bowl of sausages, and there's 2 guards on either side of her with cudgels.
I'm going to use split enchantment and cast Charm Person on the 2 guards.
Oh, okay. What do they got to do?
Wisdom saving throws.
Wisdom saving throws. A 13 and a 15. I don't think those
They
succeed.
both fail.
Okay. They both like, hey, guy, want a sausage?
I'll grab a sausage and I'll dip it in the mustard and I'll take a bite and I'll say, take me to the bar.
Okay, come on, you look like a good chap. And then they turn and they start swinging the cudgels. What's your constitution roll a bonus?
+4.
+4. Ooh, +4 and roll a d4.
A 1.
A 1. So 4, 5, 6. You're at a 6 on that right now. You eat the sausage and it sort of makes you feel good. I don't know how it made you feel better than without being drunk, but somehow it did. Roll a d6.
You got a good base.
A 3.
A 3. You love this sausage. It was, oh my God, this is good. It's like dripping with fat and meat and crispy skin. It is wickedly, wickedly good. You just got it. You cannot pass it up. That one, before you leave her reach, you reach over and to grab a sausage, and somebody else has already grabbed hold of it, and you're in this tug of war with this person on this sausage, and you're like pulling away. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, or correction, athletics check.
That's only a 6.
A 6.
Not too strong.
Okay, he sits there and he yanks the sausage away from you, and he's just chewing away on it. That is Simon. Kip, you are up. What are you doing? You're up at the bar, just having pissed yourself.
Yep. Did you make it back?
I'm on my way back.
You're on your way back.
Not
Right.
quite back.
So this guy that pushed me before, I was like trying to grab the beer.
You were like pinned in the bar.
As I'm pinned, I'm gonna like wrap my arm. This is not Kip's scene at all, but he is like enjoying the heck out of himself. So he's gonna wrap his arm. He's gonna be like, Boris, I love you. I love you, man. Right? And I guess just polish off whatever's in his tankard.
Well, you polished it off already.
Then I'm gonna want another one. Let's do another one. Let's do
Okay,
it.
he says that's a gold, and he slaps it down.
that
You
down.
toss out a gold, you drink it.
Yeah.
Roll lower that by, so it's a minus
one.
1.
Yeah.
And roll. You're not out yet.
Okay.
Roll a d6.
4.
A 4.
That's a D4.
That's a d4.
Oh, Jesus. 6.
A 6. You piss yourself on the floor again. You're standing there drinking, and it's just like, this is going, and he's like, I love you. And Boris, you just
I'm not even there yet.
It's the guy that bumped
There's some guy. You're leaning over some guy, and your piss is running down his thigh into his boots, and he's like, I love you too, man.
Awesome.
Okay.
I missed you so much.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That's a natural 1. So
A natural 1. You're like, I love you, man, and you just slide down onto the floor, unconscious.
That's the worst. The floor is the worst place.
You just pissed on that floor.
Okay, Galila, you are up. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna.
You better be careful. Your character doesn't eat meat. You're gonna have to eat something.
Oh, you're
I picked up on that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got
she
it.
does?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're always like, is there any fruit? Is there any? So I just assumed
if
that
it
you had
doesn't
to
look
eat.
kosher, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
There's
You-
impossible
but you-
sausage in here. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go like nobody's business.
I'm gonna look to see the closest way to relieve myself? Like
That's like right where I'm laying.
Yeah.
Other than right where you are.
Back door.
Yes, there's a
close
big
to me?
wide opening. It's approximately, the front door is probably 30 feet. The back door is probably around the bar, probably 30, also 30, maybe 40-ish feet. The back way, you could go out front, or you. But
the front is closer then.
The front is slightly
like
closer.
But the back has the latrine.
Yeah, the latrine. Yes.
40 feet away. I can't even move. Oh, I can.
Or you could try and go over the top of everybody at normal speed.
And you have 2 rounds.
You have 2 rounds.
So.
You think you do.
Yeah.
In my head, I just gotta pee. Okay.
I thought I had 2 rounds
You know
too.
that sensation, like where you're in the car and you know you gotta go.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can make it.
I think I got 10 more miles.
Then
I
that
think
traffic
I can.
hits. And that water bottle looking really good.
Or you turn the corner to your house.
What's the front gonna do me? I need
Nothing.
to go to
You're
the
gonna
back.
be on the street.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna make my way.
Okay, through the crowd, over the crowd. What are you
Not
doing?
to the front.
Out to the front. You turn
When
through
I
the
get
crowd.
to my destination, I'm just gonna pee. So I don't need anyone seeing me in front. Let me just go around to the back.
Okay, you're gonna try and
Um,
weave through the crowd
Yeah,
to the back.
yeah. As
Okay,
fast
give
as
me.
I can, dashing.
Okay, dashing. Understood. You're moving at top 30 becomes 60. 60 becomes 30. Give me a strength or athletics check, please.
If
Correction,
Galila passes
athletics or
Borin-
acrobatics check.
If Galila passes Borinth, I'm going to use an opportunity to be like, where are you going? And grab onto her and like, hold her back.
Well, you guys were about 5.5 feet apart. Roll a d20. Roll a d20 for me.
And you're like, where are you going? I'm going to grab her, pull her into her arms.
Borinth, roll a d20 for me.
It doesn't matter. I'm a weave away.
It's okay. Are we adding anything to it?
No, I just want to know how
10.
far apart.
Natural
10?
I rolled
20.
a 10.
Natural 20. You're 10 feet. You reach out. You reach out to grab Galila, and you grab hold of somebody you think is Galila, and you're like,
where are you going?
Yeah.
Bridesmaids. It's happening. It's happening.
And you see Borinth, and you're like, whoosh, natural 20, and you're just like weaving. You're like Keanu Reeves weaving in between the crowd. And you're like somebody.
Galila, you fought
You
really
see a
well.
sausage go
You did a
flying
great
by.
job.
Grab
Duck.
someone else.
Yeah,
at this
totally.
point.
Someone-
You're about 10 feet away from this large opening that opens into what is a courtyard. You can see the courtyard beyond. There's a slit trench running parallel to the building. On the opposite side of the slit trench, there's a tarp held up by poles, and people are relieving themselves. It's unisex. You can see everybody doing whatever they need to do there. That is Galila. The opponents, everybody roll. Give me a strength or athletics check, please. Or acrobatics. Correction. I keep saying strength or athletics. Acrobatics or athletics check, please.
24.
Another person comes up to you, tries to slap you for some bizarre reason with a.
Or actually,
with a,
I keep forgetting I'm exhaustion. So I got to roll with disadvantage, right? So. Oh, that's 15.
A 15. He's slapping you with a sausage, and you just like whap it away. It goes flying and it hits somebody else in the face.
Instead? You take the sausage instead?
What'd you roll?
Oh, 15.
No, you're good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Athletics
my
or
bad.
acrobatics? Mark, athletics or acrobatics?
I'm on the ground.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're
I rolled a
out.
9, so if that matters.
You're not.
only got
No
a
death
9.
saving throws. It was
I'm rolling
non-lethal.
really badly. Oh my gosh. A 9.
You wasted the
9.
natural 20.
I'm like up against
Yeah.
the door getting slapped with a sausage.
As somebody turns to punch somebody standing next to them, and as you're like weaving in between, you're like see this one face on your right hand side, on your left hand side, looking that way, and you're like, you won't get me, and all of a sudden you feel this thump right in the back of the head. You take 6 points of bludgeoning, non-lethal bludgeoning damage. Mark, you're out. Nothing's going on. Roll me a con saving throw.
I got a 10, but I have 2
10.
crudgel-wielding guards.
Oh, that's
escorting
right.
me to the bar.
Bam, bam. So I'll give you advantage. Roll again. Bam, bam.
That's a 16.
Well, good thing you were like, the cudgel-wielding guards are like kind of pushing them out of the way, and there's somebody right down below you, and they're just like laying in their own spittle, and you kind of like dance over them and continue onward. Borinth, you are up. What are you doing?
I'm gonna make my way to the bar.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You're
let go.
close enough at this
let
point.
go of the person that I grabbed. I'm gonna see Kip. I'm gonna grab Kip. I'm gonna pick him up and just put him like face down on the bar.
What was your con saving throw?
13.
A 13. That was with your bonuses?
Yes.
Okay, he's still out for the moment.
I'm gonna put him up and I'm gonna smack him in the face like that, and I'll give him 5 hit points.
Okay.
Like lay on hands.
You are roll a d4.
And then I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy.
A 2. Put you're at 2 on your drunk scale.
And then I'm gonna buy 2 more beers.
That's
I have to, right? That's what I got last time. It said 2. Yeah, I needed 2 more. It said.
Yep. If he said you need 2, there's 2 gold. If you toss him 2 gold, and he flops them onto the table.
Okay.
And you chug them back.
Both of them. Drink both of them. Boom, boom.
Roll me 2d6s first.
Okay. That's a 1.
A 1.
And a 4.
Okay, a 1. First, it goes down to a -1.
Oh,
but before we get to the con saves, you chug the first one, the 1 and the 4. You chug the first one back, and again, you're just like, this is, having been in fights for the past X number of days, this feels so good rushing down you. You just have a burning desire, and for whatever reason, you just dash right across and leap up onto one of the high tops, and you are standing on one of the high tops to do something. What do you do?
The high tops have all the sausages on
Yeah,
them?
they've got sausages
I'm gonna start
and
grabbing
mustard.
sausages, start throwing them like at everybody, all over the place. I'm just whipping my sausages everywhere.
Okay, roll a d4.
And then I'm gonna take the mustard and I'm gonna dump it on people too.
Roll a d4.
Oh, that's a 4.
A 4. You fall off the high top. And you fall off the high top, and you have a desire to fall off the high top to go to the tier bar and get another beer or sausage of your choice. You also earn 1 inspiration for your
nice.
from the crowd applauding. You
can I just
also
lay and have people like lay on top of everybody when I fell off and just eat a sausage?
You can also re-roll your drunk state and add another d4 to it. So you were at -1, which takes you to 0. Roll a d4.
Roll a d4. A 2.
A 2. So your drunk state. You are now back up. You were at a 2. But your other beer.
Oh, that's right.
Your other beer. You rolled a 4. You have this burn. It takes you back down to a 0. Roll a con save.
He's up, he's down. He's up, he's down.
He's just like
Okay. Con save. So, what do I have? A +10 on them. So it's a 23.
A 23. You are up. You're at your drunk state is at a 0, but you are up. Your movement is normal, but it's halved because you're weaving.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if it's halved again. So
Yeah.
like, if you were to move straight you could move your full 30, 40 feet, but it's going to take you, it's only going to get you 20 feet because of the way you're moving at this point. And with your 4, you just realize you're standing there and having fallen off, you desperately want 2 tier beer sausages now. Any remaining movement you must move to get yourself 2 tier beer sausages.
Okay, I'm on my way to the sausages, wherever that
They're
is.
laying on the floor all around you where you
I'm
dumped
gonna
them.
grab them. I'm gonna grab them and start eating them.
You just start
Yeah,
chomping on the 2 sausages.
Piss sausage, whatever.
Your 2 goes up to a 4 with losing 1 drunk state from each one, and roll me 2d6s.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
It really
You're never gonna be able to get it. Oh, it's a 6 and a 1.
Until
A
dust
6
comes and
and
they
a
all turn to
1.
vampires.
A 1. Someone. Okay. With the 6, we'll do this. You're standing there munching them down, and all of a sudden you just and you vomit, reducing your drunk state by 2, so you're back up to a 6, but you're still hungry. So, and with the sausages, somebody started like pulling them away from you, and started trying to grab another one. Any remaining movement, you've got to find your way to a tier beer, and I think that pretty much to another high top, and that pretty much exhausts your movement at that point. That is Borinth, and I forgot to do something at the top of the round. Everybody, give me your total drunk state. And
Well, now?
yeah, it's 6,
Okay,
10.
yeah.
6.
It's close enough. 6, 12, 16, 18. 18. Roll percentile die, please.
Everybody?
Yeah, just one person for the group.
Oh. Somebody do it. Somebody else do it. I don't have percentile already.
46.
A 46. The sausages keep coming, and the sausages and the mustard and the buns keep coming out. The guards keep escorting them out, and the beer is still flowing. That is Borinth. Simon, you are up. You're being escorted. They bring you right up to the bar, and he's like, "Buddy, I hope you haven't. Have you had a drink yet?"
No, this will be the first.
Ah, well, the first is on the house. I'll buy the second. Bartender, the second's on me for him. And then they turn and start going back again. You're right there by the bar. You've got 2 beers. He's like, here you go. Saddle
I
up.
kind of like look around at everybody else in the state everybody's in. I'm like, kind of think about last night. Kind of slide one away. I'll drink the alcohol.
Your drunk state goes down to a 4. And with that, roll a d6.
3.
A 3. You drink this down, and it is so good, but you realize this would be better with a teal veal sausage. You have to use all remaining movement if you have any to start heading toward a high top. You've got to have a sausage. Do you have any movement left?
I don't know how far we moved at the end.
I'm gonna say you got 15 feet, so you can. You have some special ability to move through the crowd, right?
Not really, no.
Okay, so you get about. You're about.
But how far away have the bouncers moved from me so far?
Good question. They're about 2 feet away. So they. Hey,
Wait! Let's go get those sausages back.
Well, there's another table over there. Do you want sausages there? Closer.
Sure, let's go there.
And he whacks some people out of the way, out of the way. Friend of the establishment coming through, and they take you right up to the.
Grab a sausage.
Your drunk state goes back up to a 5, and roll me a d6.
A 1.
A 1. As you're sitting there eating, you find that you're actually eating scraps. Somebody hoarded all the tier beer sausages from this, and you're like really upset. Having already consumed a tier beer, you make any movement right there back to you want to go to another high top right now, and you're probably not gonna be able to get there at this point with the movement. So your next destination, you need another sausage. You're
This one's empty. Why did you bring me here? Let's go to the next table.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Galila, you are up. What do you do? Oh, you're about 10 feet from the outside. You continue.
I'm continuing. I
You
have
just
to go.
weave and duck me an athletics or acrobatics check.
That's better. 21.
A 21. You just managed to weave your way right up to the slit chinch. And there's just like this mass of humanity laying in their own waste on either side, and this stuff running off this oilcloth covered tarp into this ditch
Is there a
right
bush
in front of you.
or a statue or anything?
There's no bush.
There's nothing. I'm gonna go to the very edge.
Okay. It's like as
Open
you're
my cloak.
making your way over there, the ground is very, very squishy. As you-
Oh my god. Oh my god. I I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna like open my cloak.
And you're like,
and
just that relief, that sense of relief overwhelms you. That is Galela. The opponents, everybody roll a, except for Kip. Kip, you can give me a Constitution saving throw, though. Borinth, Galela, Zyman, roll an athletics or acrobatics check.
21.
A 21.
12.
12. No.
Yeah, 13.
A 13. Galela, while you're sitting there, you're just finishing. Somebody like
Oh my God.
slams into you, and you just feel yourself getting knocked over. And he's like, she's like, sorry, I didn't mean. And she just falls face down into the ground. And you're laying on the ground. And when you were knocked over, you took 1 point of non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
Hurt, though, like.
Top of the round. So we're at 18.
Face down on the bar right now.
We're at 18. Everybody, give me somebody. We're at 18, 25, 25, 29, 29. We're at 35. 35. Somebody roll me a percentile die, please.
53.
53. The sausages and buns and beer is still flowing. Borinth, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 19.
A 19. You're out of your stupor. You are standing there in a state. Give me roll a D4.
2.
Your drunk state is back at a 2. You're standing.
It was at a 2, so
okay.
After I got healed.
Oh,
I got smacked.
No, that was your hit point, but whatever. Okay, that's right. Okay, you're at 4. I'm sorry, you were up?
I think so.
Okay, you are up. Okay, you're at 4. For some reason, I thought you were unconscious.
It's all right.
Anyway, Borinth, you are up. What are you doing?
What did I have to do? I had.
Yeah, you got another beer or sausage of your sausage of your choice.
Yeah, beer or sausage.
Okay.
You need something.
Oh, I'll go for a beer.
You
Obviously.
You plow through the crowd again. Give me another strength or athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20. You're just like several people are in your way, and you're
People drag. I'm like dragging people behind me. They're just like.
people are hanging on to you, realizing you can get to the bar quicker.
Yeah.
You're up to the bar, and he's like, "Another beer, sir."
And Kip. You're there too, right?
Kip.
I'm on the bar in a stupor, like
2.
snapping out of it.
One from me and one from my friend here.
Okay, 2 more gold. You chuck up 2 gold.
I don't feel good.
I just drew up. It's fine.
That makes me even more nauseous. It's like in your beard.
You see the vomit. There's vomit running on his chest hair. Okay, roll a make your drunk state goes down to a 4 and roll a d6.
Somebody turn my relief tube off.
6.
A 6. You piss on the floor as you're talking to.
I'm talking. I just decided.
You're being on, and
I just moved my leg.
Do you drink?
Over.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, you got your drunk state goes down to a 2 and roll a d6.
I just move it to the side.
Like what?
Yeah.
6.
A
That's
6.
my third. I pissed myself.
You're like both pissing yourself.
my third 6.
Piss buddies.
Don't cross the streams.
Call me Miles Davis.
Look, I can write my name. I just do an X because that's all I can.
I broke the seal.
You never break the seal, man.
Simon,
Can't stop now.
Simon, you're right there with the 2 guards, and they're kind of like knocking some people out of the way, moving you toward a sausage, and you find yourself up near one of the sausage bins, and you reach in and you grab one.
Oh, yeah.
Roll a d6. -1 to your drunk state, and you're chomping down on it. It is
I got a 1.
good. A 1. Again, you're chomping down and you realize there's nothing left in this bowl. You're eating crumbs. You're like, move me to another bowl.
What kind of establishment is this?
Move me to another bowl.
I thought you were my friends. This is torture.
And you use about half your movement because they're about 15 feet apart, and they just like knocking people through. Come on, there's another table right over there. And they move you over to another table. You reach up and grab a sausage, roll another d6.
5.
A 5. You finally got a sausage, and you're munching. You're like, oh, this is good. This is so good. But you desperately need 2 tier beers immediately. You just want to down 2 tier beers, and so you're out of movement. But you're like, I am insatiable. I need tier beer, and you turn and go. You want to head to the bar. That is Simon. Kip, you are up. You've got the beer in front of you. You're drinking it.
Yeah.
You chug it down.
Yeah, like reluctantly though. Like I don't realize I'm drinking it. It's like I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
We've been there. We all been there.
Here's some water.
Come on, we all been there.
You drink. You chug back this beer. Your drunk state is at 0. Before we get there, roll a d6.
Okay, no 6. 5.
A 5.
That's the first one.
You must relieve yourself in 2 rounds, or you will relieve yourself anyway.
Right here.
You will make all remaining movement, and thereafter to someplace to relieve yourself.
But I'm down anyway.
Yeah, roll a con save.
That's an 8.
An 8. He goes out. Kip is down again.
Why are you down there again, Kip? I was just listening there.
Galele, you're out there in the mud. You dust yourself.
Like my face slaps against your breast. It just slides down
through the vomit.
Yeah. I just like watching it.
I'm sorry.
Galele, you use half your movement. You get back up again. You're out there in this dark. It's cold, but you feel good, reasonably good at this point, to the extent that you can, having this beer course through you. And this other woman is just face down in what you guess is probably the spoils of humanity laying there. And what are you doing?
First, I just like... this is like thinking a little slow. A little bit from the drink. I'm just gonna walk towards the entrance, or I guess the exit that I came from, the back way.
Okay. You're like in a stone wall courtyard, and then what you're guessing you're standing on was grass at one point, to the extent that one could call it grass. And it's just this large open area where somebody didn't bother to do any, what do you call it, lawn decorating or landscaping.
So I am outside, technically?
And yes, you are technically outside near a slit trench, which is a trench dug in the dirt where people relieved themselves before there were toilets and what have you. And then on the other side of it, on the opposite side from the building side, there's this tarp on the wall side, kind of at an angle, leaning down in toward the slit trench, so stuff runs down toward and into the slit trench. You turn around, and there behind you is this large open area that leads into the huge room that is the mosh pit room. And it's probably about 60 plus feet wide, and probably you made your way about 30 feet from the bar. You guess the bar is probably another 10, 15 feet wide, and there's another 30 feet beyond to the exit door, if you will, that you came in originally. It's a slight set of stairs that go back up and outside into the courtyard in front of the cathedral. So, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna go back in, but towards the edge of the bar, like right where I'm basically in the threshold of leaving, of coming back out to the courtyard and being inside.
Okay,
I'm just gonna hang there.
Okay, so you're like at the
and
you're still outside. You walk through the squishy ground in the cold, and you're right at the edge of this large opening near one of the stone walls that goes up to the roof, where you guess that they have something that closes off when they want to close this establishment. And you're right there at this moment.
Can I see
The
anyone?
place is jammed. Give me an investigation
I
check.
imagine you can see Boren
Yeah,
pretty
should
big
be
at
He's
the bar.
probably
Boring.
pretty big. Roll an investigation check.
Oh my gosh, they're all horrible.
Drunkenness mistaken you.
Oh, it's like a 4.
A 4. You're looking around. You're like, you hear him. You're like, he's somewhere in there. And you think he's near the bar. He's probably on the other side of the bar. That's why it's obscuring
I'm
your
just
vision.
gonna yell, Boris!
Boren, roll a perception check with disadvantage. The crowd
Only because I
is
hear him a little.
Oh man. I rolled an 11 and a natural 20. Perception?
Yes.
Oh, I was right there, Rodney. That's a 10.
A 10. You don't hear anything at the moment, but you're screaming, but you realize as you're screaming, Boris, Boris, that it's like people are yelling and screaming and tossing stuff and punching. And it is just noisy.
I'm too busy like, Kip, how are you down there?
Noisy. It all is all get off. You just see people like getting knocked over right in front of you. That's Galela. The opponents. Everybody roll a athletics or acrobatics check, please.
That's better.
27.
A 27.
16.
A 16. Boren, somebody comes up to you and you feel like they're gonna walk into you and you just go, and they just tumble over. Galela.
Protecting Kip. I'm just
Somebody's
like
like stumbling around the edge of the wall and they come right up in your face and they just kind of slide down and slump right in front of you and you don't even have to move. You're just standing there and it's like, Kip, what'd you roll?
I'm down.
Oh,
You want
you're
a con check?
down. Yeah, roll a con save, please.
This would be 17.
A 17, you just like somehow managed to shake it off. You're like, you find you wake, roll a 1d6. 1, 2, 3, you're face down. 4, 5, 6, you're face up.
Face down.
You're face down. You,
Just like my
your face, you're like, and roll a d4, please.
1.
A 1. You are at a 1 on your drunk state. You're
there?
like you can use half your movement to get up. Before we get to you were down. What'd you roll?
I had an 11.
11, and they as you were like trying to make your way behind the guards to the bar, and somebody comes up and starts to walk into you, and you manage to just duck out of the way, barely out of the way. That is the opponent's. Borinth, you are up. What are you doing?
I am going to reach down and pick up Kip, pick him up, and put him over my shoulders, and put him right up here, and then I'm gonna turn around and look around and see if I see anybody else.
Oh wait,
That's
I
here?
forgot something. 4,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Oh, yeah.
14. Everybody, somebody roll a percentile die for the party.
2.
A 2, okay, the beer and the mustard and the bread and the beer keep flowing. Okay, I'm sorry, and you're picking up, you reach down, you pick up Kip, you feel it as she pulls you up, it's like you feel it like sucking you out of the mud. And it just like feels like it's like that cake mix coming off. And you pick him up and you throw him over your shoulder.
Throw him over my shoulder. I'm gonna look around and see if I see anybody else.
You see like Koa like fighting with the sausage chain link with that dog?
Yeah.
Let me see if you see Zyman. Roll an investigation check.
Oh, that's a 6.
No, you look around, you don't see Zyman, and Galela's on the other side of the bar. You think you saw her going that way, though, toward the...
So, with Kip on my shoulders, I'm going to start heading out towards the front door.
Okay.
I'm going to start pushing through everybody out towards the outside, towards the front door, get as close as I can to it.
Okay, you're like weaving in your drunk state.
Yeah.
You're like weaving.
It's making me nauseous.
And if I pass sausages, right? If I pass an area where there's sausages, I'm gonna detour towards the sausages.
Well, there's
a bunch
2.
of
Okay,
sausages.
roll. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, sir.
Okay.
With disadvantage, obviously.
Okay, 16.
A 16. Somebody rolls right in front of you, and you start to like trip, and you just manage to catch yourself at the last second, and you find yourself standing in front of one of these sausage tables.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab my other handful, as many sausages as I can grab in my one hand.
Okay, you reach in, you grab a handful of them.
And then I'm gonna turn and start making my way towards the door.
Okay, you start making your way outside. Okay, you get probably another. You've gotten the whole distance. Your movement is 40. Disadvantage. Your advantage, disadvantage. You're down to. You've gone about 20 feet. You feel like you got another 10 to 15 feet, and you're outside at that point.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, that is Borinth. Zyman, what are you? You're making your way toward the beer. You just gotta drink 2 beers. You're like, I have to drink 2 beers. And they bash their way. You're at the bar, and he's like, back again. You really like that beer.
Yeah.
How many?
2 this time.
2. You got it. 2 gold then. He takes your gold.
He's always like, whenever he pays, he's always like,
I'm a noble. I'm stingy with my money.
It's so
dude.
fun.
I gave you a free second one before.
No, it's so consistent. You're always like, humbug.
I don't like paying for stuff.
You drink your beers.
Yeah.
1, 2, knock them back. Your drunk state goes down from a 5 to a 1. Roll me 2 d6s, please.
You're gonna get him out of there.
5 for the first one and a 1 for the second one.
A 5 and a 1. Bizarrely, you have to relieve yourself in 2 rounds, or you will relieve yourself anyway. You will use all remaining movement, but at the same time, you have this burning desire to leap up onto a high top. You turn, and even though you gotta go, you move toward a high top, and you leap on up onto it, and you do something. Describe what you do.
Yo, I'll tell you what.
It's obvious what you're supposed to do.
I look down
What
at
do you
everybody.
have to do?
Oh my
That's what I would have done.
You're all peasants. And I just start relieving myself while spinning in a circle on the table.
It's like a water fountain at a kid's carnival.
I'm so glad I'm outside.
Do you do like this while you do it?
You earn an inspiration point. Roll in another d4, please.
4.
A 4. You fall off the high top. Having just finished, you fall off the high top, and
like,
you are laying
Catch
on.
me!
Let's see if they do. 2 people come behind you, and they collapse as you fall on top of them. That is Zyman. Kip, you are on top of Borinth.
Yeah, so this
Hold
would have
it.
been my second
I'm gonna say,
round,
hold
but
it.
I can't hold it.
Hold it. That's subversive.
It's gonna go.
You had 2 rounds. That was the first round.
Hey, well, it's all the bounce. One round I went out, and the next round you carried me.
It's all the bouncing over the shoulders.
And I'm
It's tough on the
vomiting
bladder.
because that was nauseous.
Okay, understood. That is Kip.
Eat a
Galila,
sausage.
you are there back at the
I haven't even tasted
at the
one
edge
yet.
of that wall.
I have a
What
whole
are you
handful.
doing?
Eat them.
I go a little further in to see if do I see anyone? Any of
Roll an investigation check
Group.
with disadvantage.
Oh, that one was so good. Be better, be better. Oh, okay, that's okay. Investigation?
Yes, investigation.
13.
A 13, you peer around, and it is just this mass of humanity in the dark night light lit by lanterns around this room, and you do not see. You hear what you well, actually, you might see. I guess you see. You briefly catch a glimpse of Zyman extending his manhood and spraying a room,
A glimpse.
and then falling backwards into a crowd without having zipped himself back up again.
They didn't have zippers
They
back
had
then.
There you
zippers. I was
go.
gonna say they had zippers.
How far is Simon from me?
Simon, he would be about 35, maybe actually about
distance.
40
That's-
feet.
How far am I from the door?
Is that within your
From the
range?
door, you are about 60, about 70 feet from the door.
Better off just climbing the wall.
He's in between you. He's kind of like, so like if you're here and the exit is up here, and here's the bar in the middle, he's probably over here somewhere.
Okay, that's not bad. I can.
Building the bar.
As I see him, I'm like, stop it. Come on.
He's prostrate on the ground.
So I'm
Bar
actually gonna go
between.
straight towards the door.
Okay, so you're like weaving in and
Angry
out.
at this point.
Angry? You're angry?
Yeah, I'm a grumpy
We've
tipsy.
angered Mama.
Okay, roll a.
Oh, we got an angry drunk. We got an angry drunk in the party.
Roll
I'm
a.
not drunk enough. If I was drunk enough, maybe I would be.
Roll an athletics or acrobatics check, please.
Every time I roll one of those, it's bad.
What'd you roll?
9.
A 9,
Again.
yes, that's not good.
It's been 9.
Somebody sees you like weaving, and they sit there and go, "Where are you going? Stay with us and drink." And they just punch you right in the gut,
Another punch.
doing another 4 points of non-lethal
Are you out?
bludgeoning
Are you out
damage
still?
to you.
No, I'm not out.
Oh, okay.
Wait, how much?
4 points of non-lethal
Okay.
bludgeoning damage to you.
That guy that was funny.
To the
And you're-
person that just punched me.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-oh. He's gonna inflict wounds or something.
I was gonna do something not as bad.
Oh.
Actually,
No. I didn't know you could
No,
do
you
that.
know
rest.
I was joking.
Yeah, don't mess with the long rest.
oh, I didn't know that affects.
Don't kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So long rest, does it affect just any kind of action of hurting?
Well,
It depends. We're having fun now. But
if you're gonna engage in a
But
fight,
if you're like stepping it up a notch, it might. It might
Yeah.
be.
If we draw on weapons, it's over.
like yeah. Like we're throwing sausages. Everybody else is throwing sausages. So I'm guessing that's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's not going to affect your long
Yeah.
rest.
Punching
Right. If
somebody.
you sit there and
You punch someone.
you throw a lightning
It
bolt
might
across
start
the
a fight.
room, you can punch somebody. Non-lethal blood.
Yeah.
This isn't a barroom brawl. You'd be fine with that. But you're not trying to actually kill somebody. I mean,
No.
it's not. That's fine.
As I just continue to move forward, I'm just gonna shove really hard.
You're like
And keep
you're just leaning into it. Just as you continue to move forward, you think you're about. Were you moving at a dash speed or were you moving at?
Yeah. I
So
wanna
you
get
were
out.
moving. So you moved 30. You've got about another 40 feet to the exit at this point.
So as when I get
This might
to
be the
where I can deviate the assignment,
This might be the
and
moment.
then because I'm gonna try to do that because you said I was kind of like
Okay, understood. That is Galela. Zyman, you're laying on the ground. Borinth, you're about 10 feet from the exit with Kip on you. And did I say Galela is on the ground? I meant
No.
Zyman's on the
Yeah,
ground.
down on the ground.
Galela is about 40 feet from the exit.
And I'm just
all-
calling Simon's name. So
I know, Balderborn. Everybody roll an athletics or acrobatics check, and we've got 1, 5, 9, 10, 11. So somebody roll me a percentile die, please.
I got a 16 on my athletics.
It's 16.
58.
58. Wow, the beer and sausages and all keep flowing. They keep coming.
Lord.
And cash is just being bundled up at the bar as people, as they drink, they need to eat, and as they eat, they need to drink, and it just keeps going back and forth, feeding their economy. And I'm sorry, what did you roll?
16.
A 16. This guy just steps in front of you, and you just kind of continue to step right on him, and he goes down. What'd you roll?
17.
A 17. You manage to like push them out of the way as you're doing it. And Kip?
8.
An 8.
Well, he's on top of me too.
He's on top of you. And somebody
Still hit me with a sausage.
Yeah.
Somebody reaches up and tries to grab onto you to try and seeing Born drag you out. They try and grab onto you and they dig their claws into you and you feel these claws ripping into your skin at that point.
It's all fun and games until...
And you take 2 points of non-lethal slashing damage.
Non-lethal slashing.
As these fingers are like dug into your back and you can feel like the weight suddenly got heavier on what you're holding on to here. Zyman.
16.
A 16, and somebody comes up and starts to, looks like they're about to fall on you, and you kind of roll over out of the way. Borinth, you are up. What are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna turn around and give like the meanest look to the guy that's like pulling on Kip. Gotta look right in his face, give him a real mean look, and then I'm gonna continue to walk towards the door.
Roll me an intimidation check with disadvantage.
As he spins around, I'm like projectile vomiting.
I'll give you advantage for that, so straight up.
29.
29. You turn to give
I
this.
could use strength as my
Sure.
right. Yeah.
In this case, yeah.
Okay.
So you turn to intimidate him. You're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, you've had a lot.
You're like weaving. And then as you're like turning, you this spew of ochre-colored stuff and chunks of little bits of sausage like sprays across him, and he just like ah! And it goes splashing into his mouth, and he's just like
I took care of him for you. I got that one.
And then I'm gonna
you continue toward the
continue
exit.
towards the door. As soon as I get right by the door, because I was only like 10, 15 feet away.
Yes.
As soon as I get right to the door, I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna take out my horn, and I'm just gonna like blow the horn really loud in this way, like really, really loud. And it's gonna go like this, and I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna turn around and walk out the door.
Dude, every time you turn around, I'm all like, whoa.
Yeah.
Is that the horn that does the fear?
I mean, no, I just do my regular horn.
Okay,
I don't have the sheet with me for the other one, but
you're like,
I'm hoping that it like makes everybody just stop and like look, and then everybody else will have the chance to be like get through the crowd. But that's like my exit. I'm just
roll a persuasion check, straight up.
Oh, that's not gonna be good. I rolled a 4.
It's like Eve coming out.
Persuasion,
Coming
it's
out.
a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
You're like.
Yeah.
You turn, and a couple people stare at you, and this is like.
Yeah.
Okay, Kip, you continue to projectile vomit. Zyman, what are you doing? You're on the ground there.
Well, I feel relieved. I'm not desiring any more beer or sausage at the moment.
No, amazing.
I
heard the horn.
I heard a horrible rendition of the horn. It sounded like it was half underwater. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to kind of like pull myself to my feet and like try to find the front door and head that way.
Okay, you're about. I think I said you were about 20 feet from the door, kind of at an angle. Are you moving at a dash? Are you moving at normal, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna move normal and take the dodge action. So it takes half my movement to get up, and then I'm only gonna be moving another 5 feet.
Okay, roll a athletics or acrobatics with advantage, please.
Only 11.
11. It was good enough. So the sausages are flying by you, and you're dodging and dipping and ducking, and you manage to make your way another 15 feet. You're about 5 feet from the doorway. There's a slight set of steps that go up and out at that point. Galela, you are up. What are you doing? You're about, I believe, about 40 feet. Give me an investigation check with advantage.
Thank goodness. 15.
A 15. You see Zyman. You saw very clearly in the entranceway, silhouetted against the background. While it wasn't impressive to anyone else, to you, as an endearing member of the Champions of the Sun, with the black background of the interior and the night sky behind him, you see this drunken fool raise a horn to his mouth and start blowing on it, and he thinks it's dramatic, and it sounds more like he's blowing a live moose's horn. And there's this guy hanging as he weaves back and forth. There's this guy on his back, just projectile vomiting like a sprinkler in multiple directions.
Yeah.
And not that he's controlling it, it's just that Borinth is weaving so much. And then he stands and he salutes. And he's like, and you also see Simon like amazingly moving toward the doorway. So you try to cross the last little bit of distance?
Yeah, I'm like dashing out.
You're dashing.
Focused to get out.
Okay, so you can go 15 feet on the ground, or you can try and go the full 30 over the top of everybody.
Over top.
So you leap up into the air. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, please. You leap up into the air and you're like, your foot is going from shoulder to shoulder. What'd you roll?
17.
It's 17. Your foot is going from shoulder to shoulder as you're like, you're using them as a platform to make your way out. Roll a d4 for me.
Oh, yeah, 1.
Oh, one person sits there and tries to, you don't know if they're swinging at you or somebody else. They sit there and try and knock you off and roll another strength or athletics check. Whoa!
What'd you get? I can't see your dice anymore. Oh no.
Lassoed by sausage?
Yeah,
Did you just get lassoed by sausage?
Yeah.
A strength or
I'm sorry, athletics or acrobatics. I
Oh.
keep saying that.
8.
An 8. I rolled a nat 20. This guy's trying to hurl a sausage and his arm wraps around your leg, and as you're leaping from shoulder to shoulder, you're about 10 feet from the exit, and he rips you out and you go plummeting back on the ground, and you take another 2 points of non-lethal bludgeoning damage, falling prone on the ground. That is Galela. The opponents, who's left in the room? Simon
And Galela.
and Galela.
Well, you're just at the door, right?
I went out the door.
Oh,
I
you're
did
out-
my
you're
salute,
out?
and then that was my
Simon,
that was
roll
my
an
exit.
athletics or acrobatics. Galela rolling out athletics or acrobatics.
14.
14. And this guy, he several people get in your way, and you just kind of barely manage to push him. One of them jabs you in the stomach, but it doesn't seem to do any damage at that point. It actually felt kind of good to maybe it kind of worked some of that up a little bit, so to speak. What'd you roll?
23.
A 23. You're laying on the ground. You see a foot coming down toward you. You reach up and you grab it and you throw it off toward the side. And that is the opponents. Borinth, you are outside. What are you doing?
I'm gonna drop Kip onto the floor into like against the building or like a corner, kind of just like drop him down to like, Galela really likes that place.
Oh, it's the bratwurst.
Here, I'm gonna hand him some of the sausage,
Oh.
and I'm gonna have some of the sausage, and I'm just gonna sit on the floor next to him.
I'm gonna like go back inside that.
Like we just got, like we were back in college, like we just got out of the bar. We're just.
Oh, wait a
like,
second. I forgot to do
waiting.
something. Everybody, we're at
Yeah.
1, 4, 8, 9, 10. 10. You guys are starting to eat on the sausage. Somebody roll percentile die for me.
59!
59. You hear the bartender say, "That's it. The bar is closing. We're out of sausages." People are screaming and yelling, and all of a sudden,
we have more sausage
the
for you?
crowd is starting to move toward
Five
the
gold.
move
gold.
toward the doorway. You just feel yourself
Scalper.
being. If you've ever
Push them
been
off.
trying to get into Giant Stadium or something like that, or try to get out of Giant Stadium, when there's this like horde, it's just like picking you up and moving you. This wave of humanity dragging you out, and you're like down on the ground, but you manage to grab hold of somebody's leg and pull yourself along, and the rest of you manage to be outside here within a moment. You are all dragged outside. The two of you, you eat the sausages. You each have
Yeah.
2. Roll me a d6 for each of them, please.
3.
A 3.
I got a 3 as well.
A 3. You reach down and you're trying to eat the sausage, and you realize Borinth has your sausage in your hand. and
Lady in the
and you
Tramp.
realize Kip has your sausage. And the two of you were like pulling on the sausage. Roll a strength or athletics check.
Oh,
Each
no.
of you, or correction, athletics. Athletics versus athletics to see who wins. I think I know.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
That's a 0.
Borinth rips the
30 total.
Borinth rips the
That
sausage.
was a 2 for a 0.
Borinth rips the sausage right out of your hand. This massive humanity is pouring outside. It's amazing.
As I go to bite it.
Talk about fire hazards. This is like, where did all these people come from? They were all jammed in there. And you guys, I assume you move out of the way on either side of it?
Yeah, as soon as I'm out the door, I'll try to like break off.
Yeah, we're like off to
whatever
the side of the building, like you know, like you do when you get out of the college bar. You're just like sitting and leaning.
And all of a sudden you see Simon getting carried along by the horde as he's coming outside, and then moments later, Galila as well, carried along by the crowd and brought outside. Everybody having a good time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching the Carpathian Adventure on 7-Sided Die, and we will be right back. You're watching the Carpathian adventure on 7-sided die, and the party just left the Tielba mosh pit in Mines, the city of Mines, and we rejoin them. It is nighttime. It is cold outside. People are exiting the Tielba. I think you were staying at a tavern. You don't have to go back there. Called the Magantiacum.
I mean, Maddie has paid for like a
Yeah,
week.
we paid
Oh,
for
that's
the whole
right.
week
You
for
did.
everybody.
You
Yeah.
did.
Like hot
Baths and
baths
everything.
food
So
and
I'm
stuff.
going back. I'm going back there and getting a bath and
Bath is
sleeping again in
necessary.
the tub.
Yeah.
We need our laundry done.
Yeah. Yeah, you do need your laundry done.
Good stuff.
For sure.
Thank you for playing along. Good stuff.
Thanks, Tom. That was funny.
Okay, you weave your way. Borinth is still kind of, you got a good beer buzz going. You weave your way in between the crowd, or in between the buildings. It's late at night, and you eventually come upon the large carved wooden image of the Roman warrior hanging in front of a building, the Magantiacum. The sturdy wood frame with stones, wattle, and daub makes up most of the building's outer structure. Large carved wooden sign depicts a cherubic barmaid with her head tilted slightly to the side. She is winking with one eye, and in a raised hand is a wine goblet. Entering the tavern through a stout wooden door. It's probably fairly late at this point. Stout. It is a low-ceiling structure with thick, heavy wooden beams supporting a floor above and numerous lanterns attached to the walls. Although it's still reasonably crowded, you could tell that the Tirba went through beer pretty quick at the rate that they go. So you are inside.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? Or are you calling it quits for the night?
I'm definitely going to call it quits for that. I'm going to ask for a bath to be drawn up and back in my room.
Bolanth, give me those boots. I'll look at them tonight.
Oh, yeah, the boots. I give him the boots.
I'll let you know in the morning.
All right. That sounds good to me. I'm off to bed.
You venture. He
With my
says,
sausage. I got
You
sausage.
still have a couple.
Yeah.
like a chain of them over your shoulder.
At a certain point, while you're chewing on them late at night and soaking in your bath, a couple of them are like, I really could go for a beer.
Yeah.
Another one suddenly makes the bath water slightly warmer. Okay, what about the rest of you?
You're definitely going to take a bath.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to get some laundry done. Wash the clothes.
They run up some more baths up to you guys. The guys are going through a lot of bath water, he says to you in German. He knows you speak Deutsch.
But that's going to probably be the last of it. At least for me.
And what are you doing?
Maybe a couple more.
Maybe.
But
Yes.
And
I
Galila.
don't talk, pretty much.
Okay.
And I don't make eye contact with Simon
You don't make eye
for
contact.
the rest.
You just have an image burned into your mind that you wish you could erase.
what happened?
It's just a glimpse. All it took.
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll
Okay.
give you one look. And then I don't look at you for the rest of it. So you know why. I'm not looking.
Sorry.
Walk up the stairs.
Okay, if you guys venture up to your respective rooms, the water is eventually brought up. This place is nothing fancy by any stretch of the imagination. Very, very pedestrian. Wooden floors, wooden walls, no carpets. It's very basic needs. It looks like it's a soldier's retreat, if you will. Yeah, there is some bed linens, but you probably might even be more comfortable with your own bed linens. They do bring up clean water since you paid for it. And is there anything anybody's doing in the room besides resting? I know you mentioned something about the boots.
Well, I look at the mask that I took and from the big snow monster and the boots that I knew had some kind of magical thing. And I get out the pearl. I try to focus on it. Oh, the morning. And I just put it down and I go to sleep.
Okay.
Kip's gonna, finish taking his bath, and then Koa's gonna pat himself in, and he's just disgusting, just matted fur, sausage hanging on his. So
you're taking a bath with
Kip will kind of get out and just kind of put some water and throw him in and let him. And he's not happy about it at all. So he's gonna wash Koa up, and he's gonna say to him, he's like, "Does numb the pain though, eh?" And Koa will just whine, and then when that's all done, we'll just go to bed. Yeah, Koa will just be sloppy wet laying on the floor, shake himself off, and pat around and lay down. So the water seeps into the wood around him.
Yes, it does. But the night is comfortable, it's cool, the place is warm enough, especially under a blanket, and it passes uneventfully, unless you guys do anything else.
It was eventful enough.
Do you have any other plans while you were here? The next day comes.
In the morning, before I go down for breakfast, I'll take the time to cast Identify on the mask and the boots that we found.
So you're in your room?
Yeah.
So you're in your room and you cast Identify upon.
I'll do the boots first. Take out the pearl and kind of roll it around in my hands and hold the boots out in front of me and kind of take the pearl so I can it kind of becomes translucent as I look through it and to the boots so I can discern what the boots are.
You discern the boots, and you, as you're looking at them, you're taken into this other world, and you feel as though you are some type of soldier marching in these boots. You're marching along, and you look on either side, and as you might guess, there's clearly Roman warriors marching on either side of you with polished armor, with huge polished helmets and red crests, and the boots just feel incredibly and unusually uncomfortable. Some of the other soldiers turn to you and look at you kind of jealously, looking at you. You can look down at their sandaled feet, and their feet it is just rough. But everybody is continuing, and they're just very, very comfortable. So comfortable that you feel as though you could almost dance a jig while you're doing it. And you're there in formation, and people are like, yeah, fancy. And you could literally, you're turning around and dancing and twirling and whoosh. And they're like, okay, in a language that you don't understand, but you can tell by what they're saying to you. They're like, stop being such a show-off. And then at one...
If they're speaking Latin, I can understand.
Oh, okay. So you hear them say to you, stop being such a show-off. At one point, you realize that, you could do other things with these boots. Time sort of fast forwards in this experience, and you find yourself on a battlefield on either side of the soldiers, and there are warriors descended from fir trees down upon you. You're trapped on a road at this point, and you turn and you are fighting with your compatriots against these individuals who are coming down on top of you. You turn and you shout something, and all of a sudden you go flying across the ground, and using your strength you can kick right into somebody, and it goes sending them much farther back. You manage to break a hole through the enemy formation and fight your way free. Being able to do that, time sort of dissolves again, and then you find yourself in another battle, this time somewhere else on a large, wide plain. Again, the enemy descends upon you. This time they appear to be some type of barbarian horde. The rest of your formation starts marching backwards, but you step forward in front of the formation and then reach up with your foot and raise it up into the air and slam down the ground. The ground sort of rumbles as an earthquake and shuffles outward, from you, the enemy horde that was in your immediate vicinity falls upon the ground. You realize it does have some other abilities that are very difficult to discern, but that's what you figure out.
Very interesting. Born to like these. Maybe they fit somebody else better than him.
Got big feet.
I'll let them decide. I'll put them off to the side, and I'll start casting identify again on the mask that I found, and I'll do the same thing. Hold the pearl up and hold the mask in front. Try to glean what it has hidden.
You go into this mode where you're trying to decipher what the mask is. It's a green leafy mask. It looks like a Venetian, somewhat like a Venetian carnival type mask, but it has a bit of a rustic sense to it. As you're taken into the mask, you feel as though you're somehow sped through a forest, and then you're raised up over the forest, kind of flying over it at night. You can see the sparkle of lights, you realize the sparkle of lights, little bits of purple and blue luminescent, that they're actually the voices coming from the plants, and somehow you can understand what the plants are saying, coming into a large, huge, massive, tree-like creature that turns to you, and that you instantly think it's going to attack me, but instead it sort of doesn't smile, but it just kind of takes a pause and looks at you and seems to be saying in a language, why are you here? You don't respond. The scene dissolves and you're taken again someplace else, and all of a sudden you feel as though you're in a battle of some sort, and using some energy from the mask, something goes to strike at you, and you pull some energy from the mask and perhaps some energy from yourself, and all of a sudden your skin becomes very, very thick and deflects a blow upon you. You choose to use some more energy from the mask, and it maintains the thickness of that, upon yourself, feeling like you're almost like walking like a tree. And then fast forward to another scene. You're investigating something, and all of a sudden, you're like, I might be discovered. You see some enemies coming upon you, and you use some energy from the mask and perhaps some energy from yourself, and whoosh, you're suddenly a tree. Not look like a tree, you are a tree. And you realize you can stay like this for a while, but if you stay too long, something says to you, I will be a tree. And then you slowly come out of it. And that's what you discern.
I'll take the mask and I'll tuck it away in my pack, and I'll grab the boots and I'll head downstairs to breakfast, because it's taking me a couple hours to do that, and probably everybody else is up by now.
Yeah, I'll be down there getting ready to head out. I'm gonna go to the cathedral and check on my little trophy.
Eggs and sausage?
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes without saying. I don't really feel like sausage today, to be honest with you. Maybe some chicken and eggs, some chicken and waffles. Maybe, I don't know. They make waffles yet? Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds good or bad.
Chicken and waffles is fantastic.
Chicken and waffles is amazing.
Yeah, I like chicken and waffles.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. You're feeling okay. Maybe a little bit of the hair of the dog the following day, but you're feeling okay. Nothing bad per se. You're outside of. You exit the Meganticum inn, and you make your way through the streets. It's cold. The cold feels good after.
Well, I
after
would make
last
sure if
night's-
anybody wanted to take the walk to head out to the cathedral. I'll let everybody know that that's where I'm headed.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where I go.
Yeah, I think Kip's gonna sleep in. He's gonna come down late. He took the brunt of everything. He went down too many times. He's a lightweight. Yeah, he like wakes up and like ready for the day. And be like, oh no. I'll hang out.
I'll go.
Okay. Borinth, Galela, and Zyman head toward the cathedral. You make your way through the city. It's a pretty big city, as you've been here a couple times. You've been here for a little while. The streets are narrow, tall buildings, 2-3 stories tall, with slate roofs. There should be a picture of it there.
Yeah. When we passed by the side of the fire the other day, does he have any sort of a reaction to it? Does he act any differently or anything? When we go past this where you did the fire.
Maybe quicken my pace a little bit.
Okay. Would Borinth notice it?
And don't really like look in that direction, maybe.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. I'm not good at those. That's an 8.
You don't. I mean, your mind at the moment seems to be fixated. You're thinking about Drusus's hands.
Okay.
And maybe you're thinking, where's the rest of my party?
Yeah. Oh, do you give these to me?
I mean,
yeah, I'll give you the.
Okay.
Where is Borin? Or where is Balder, rather?
Where's Balder?
Where's
Mattias?
Where
Okay.
is?
We haven't seen them since the bar.
Yeah.
Where is Edric? Where is Alderic? Where is Jumnas? Where is Shalom?
Asking
Where
that for a
is
long time. Shalom. Oh, I forgot his name.
Umgos?
Gorp.
Gorp.
Yeah.
Banner.
Wow.
Vyrexin.
Vyrexin. What was his name?
Some different language.
Pre-Vyrexin.
Crazy Dave.
That's Umgos.
Yeah.
Olivier.
As we walk
Olivier.
by, I'm just gonna ask if anyone. Did anyone hear about anyone getting hurt from the fire back there? Wasn't there a fire over here or something?
When Edric and I talked to the guards the other day, they said that no one was hurt. It was just some superficial damage to the buildings.
Did they say why there was a fire?
No, they did not seem to know.
Are there any guards around?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, I didn't realize it was decent. 17?
17. As you approach, I mean, you're in this alleyway, and up ahead you see the square. I mean, it's not like a direct shoot into the square. It's kind of like this, but you can make it out. And you do see 2 guards standing there, just leisurely. They don't look like they're doing anything like investigating it. They look like they're just creating a presence of, the guards are in town.
If no one stops, I'm gonna I'll catch up with you guys and I'll go to the guard.
Okay. You go to the guards. Do you guys continue on? Zyman, Borinth?
We'll wait for her. I mean, we're all kind of walking together. If she stops to talk to someone, I imagine we'd all stop.
Sure.
Or at least I would.
Okay.
I have a quick errand to run. I will meet back with you. Back at the.
Okay.
Split the party 6 ways.
Yeah.
That was not my intention. I just wanted to sleep.
Good morning.
What language do you say that in, ma'am?
I'm gonna try Adventures Camp first.
I can.
You can translate.
I can do the
Probably
translation for her.
Ja, ik verstehe ein bisschen Adventurers Camp. But Deutsch is good, yeah. Yeah, I understand a little bit of Adventurers Camp, but not much. May I please translate, what does she want?
Can you just ask him if they found anything regarding this fire? I'm just curious. I just feel like fires just don't start. I don't know.
Have you found any reasons why the fire started?
There's one down the alleyway
Yeah.
back there?
Yeah.
Some type of a flash fire. No. Whatever it was very, very quick. It was more large than dangerous. I mean, there was nobody there, fortunately. So whatever it was very, very fast.
So he said it's a quick explosion, really fast. Nobody got hurt.
What kind of residents? Are there residents over there or businesses? I'm just
Is there like people that live there, those buildings, or is it businesses?
Well, I mean, there's homes up. I mean, people live in all the second floors. There's some businesses on the first, but I mean, they're small. Yeah, they're businesses, but there's a mix.
What kind of businesses? What'd you say?
I think there's a leather worker down there. I think there's a shoemaker. There might be. He looks down. There's some type of clothier. I think there's somebody making linen down there. I mean, I'm not sure. Probably just, folks making stuff to bring to market.
Are there people that own those businesses? I'm sorry for all the questions. Are they pretty lucrative businesses? Are they well known?
I couldn't tell you.
know?
Ma'am, I mean, you can tell her I couldn't tell you. I mean, I assume they're doing well enough. I mean, this city's not poor. We're not Amsterdam to the north, and we're not Munich to the south. We're, this is an interim stop. But they're not poor. I mean, the folks outside the city, they're probably poor.
Okay, well, tell him, please, I said thank you.
He says thank you.
Your friend's very inquisitive.
Yeah, she likes to ask a lot of questions.
Is there a reason?
He wants to know why you ask so many dumb questions.
I kind of just like elbow work and say, I apologize for a little paranoia.
She says you're
I'm
very
background.
incompetent at your job.
Really?
And that you really don't know what you're doing.
Make a persuasion.
I see what this is.
The translators really get to
12.
mess with everybody.
Oh,
He says you're a very funny man. As I said, I understand a bisschen Adventures Camp.
So you're a liar too, and you're incompetent at your job.
Probably, but I've got a better pension
I'm
than you.
I'm gonna have a chuckle with him. I'm gonna get a chuckle. I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder.
Have you been to the Tier Bar?
Yeah.
You look like you're a
We were there.
tourist.
We were there last night.
Yes.
Yeah. Good time.
They'll take the money right out of your pocket. They will.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. Thank you.
Yes, enjoy mines.
I'm kind of just give him a skeptical look. Not the guard.
He says you look really strong and like a fierce warrior.
Yeah. On
And
our
that he
way,
would never mess with you. That's what he said to me.
You ought to say that. As we go off, I just say hello to him. But I don't know. I have a little paranoia from my family. There are things. I just feel like they don't just happen all the time.
So you're saying
Like,
it was
really
your
no one
fault that
was
the fire
hurt?
started? That wherever you go, things like this happen? That sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it?
No.
Oh.
You know what? Never mind. Let's go. I just walk up.
Your
walk ahead of you.
badge that we discussed, is it put away?
This morning. Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
Understood. You continue on. Zyman, where did you go off to?
I'm gonna break off from them and I'm gonna head back to the stinky cat man.
Okay, to Bartish's.
Yeah.
What is Kip doing?
So Kip will wake up. He'll decide. He'll come down. Realize the party has ventured out, and he'll go to the innkeeper and ask him if there's anybody in the. Is this more of a town or a small city? Is it means?
I would call it a large town or small city.
So like a woodworker.
He goes, all right. He understood the word woodworker. He gives you general directions. He doesn't seem to speak. And roll a deception check too. He doesn't seem to speak with advantage. He doesn't seem to speak. Adventurers can't. But he understood the term wood.
Mm-hmm. Deception. Go away. I can't see it. Can't see. That's a natural one anyway.
Pretty low. With advantage?
Oh, with advantage. That's a 5. It's gonna be low.
What's your charisma?
Oh, there we go. So just 5.
He says, it turns to you and he says something you just don't understand, but you can tell that it's not polite.
Mm-hmm. Well then. And I'll go ahead and walk out and I'll just try to see if I can find shops and places by myself.
Okay.
Or craft.
You head out and it probably didn't sit well with you, but you head out and you start making your way around. Roll an investigation check.
That was a 16.
You do come across something that clearly looks like you see what looks like an awl going into a piece of block of wood and looking through a window, a kind of dusty, dingy looking window with some cobwebs, but also sawdust mixed into it. Clearly is a woodworking place.
All right, I'll walk in and look around, and I'm looking for, look for wood that I can eventually whittle down and to make a bow for. So yew wood or a staff of a piece of wood that looks good enough. If there is, there is. If there's not, there's not. Just looking around for it.
Roll an investigation check with, just roll straight up. I'm not sure you would be from around here.
Just a 3.
Probably.
Oh, investigation 4.
He probably doesn't. He sees you looking around, and
I
you
can,
see mostly
pull the bow out and point to it if I realize they're not understanding what I'm saying.
He seems to. He says something, and he kind of like picks up a small pine tree and kind of shows you. This is.
Yeah.
And you gather that he's telling you this is mostly pine. You guess there's some maple in there, perhaps, but probably not something flexible like you would.
Yeah,
there.
so I'll do my pass.
Probably not there.
Sure, I'll do my pass.
And you're pretty far away that you suspect that he didn't recognize what you are at that point. Mm-hmm. Okay. Zyman, I'm sorry, you were...
Going to Bartish's.
Go to Bartish. You make your way across the square, and you see the building where there was a storefront on the bottom. You know he was up at the 4th floor.
I'll test the door.
The first floor door was open and is open. It was the door to his apartment that was
like
locked.
the stairs that go up.
Yes, that's...
Remember, we sent cleaners.
Who knows?
Remember that? We sent the
knows if
cleaners.
they
We
were-
paid the cleaners to go clean the place up.
I'll head up and knock on his door.
Okay, it takes a few moments, but eventually you hear a voice from beyond, and yes, what is it? Who is it?
I have come to return your books.
You have. He comes and he cracks the door ever so slightly, and he goes, "I thought you were a thief."
Not this time. We needed them.
No, you can have them back.
No, thank you. Do you want to come in?
I'll kind of like stick my nose a little closer to the door and... Does it smell any better than it did before?
Calm down. He's bringing the books back. Thank you. You sent over the cleaners as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job. I had to throw them out at one point.
I'd say they did a fair job. I will come in for a bit, I suppose.
Yes, very well. You want some tea or something like that?
Sure.
As you go inside what was the cluttered space with the books all about, it's still cluttered with the books all about, but it looks as though somebody made an effort to dust everything off, move piles from pile A to pile B and pile B to pile C to try and clean things up a lot. The cats are all still there, but clearly any litter box smell has been, they've got either a new brand or they've been significantly deodorized at that point. He goes back into a small alcove. Hey, you all calm down, please. He's not a friend. He's not even an acquaintance. He's a thief who's bringing stuff back. Yes, please, have a seat. He motions toward a worn leather couch, but it looks comfortable enough, and it also looks clean at this point.
I'll sit down.
And
I'll start taking the books out of my pack.
He starts going through them and kind of as if he knows what was missing, and he seems to be... So what was it that you so desperately needed them for?
Well, I'll point to the one about the siege of Acre and the one about Guillaume. I was like, well, I knew most of what was in these already, so they did not help too much. But thank you.
Well,
and if you had anything else about this subject, I would be fascinated to read it before I have to leave. But this other book, have you noticed the fog? It's not there anymore.
I've heard about it. I have somebody bring me news.
Well, you were the one that knew it started exactly like 31 years ago.
Yes, but I haven't been outside yet. Somebody.
Oh, well, it's over. We got rid of the fog, and this book was essential. So I thank you very much.
Which book?
The
12 Caesars.
12 Caesars.
How was the 12 Caesars so essential to getting rid of the fog?
It gave me the answer to a riddle to open a lock on the Druistine in the middle of the lake.
I mean, that's fascinating. Oh, is the riddle? What was the riddle? You have intrigued me to no end.
It had to do with the order in which Drusus battled the tribes of Germania as he tried to conquer the land. They had to be punched in a certain order to open up a portal of sorts that transported one from the top of the lake, maybe several hundred feet below the lake, to where the lair of Drusus was. Well, after we defeated him, or his ice self, or his dead self, I don't know. After we defeated him, it all started to melt and collapse. So I have doubts that it's there anymore.
So one cannot go and see it again?
Unfortunately, probably not.
Oh, that's too bad. It sounds fascinating. I mean, it would be... Did you make any drawings or anything like that?
I did not exactly have the time while it was happening, but in my travels, I would do my best to write down my experiences down there, and I will send you a copy of the manuscript.
Well, I would be in your debt. I mean, as you know, I mean, just look around. I'm kind of having this thing for esoteric, perhaps useless knowledge.
There is no knowledge that is useless.
Well, I don't know. Ask my ex-wife that. But okay, I'll take your word for it.
You should.
Yes, indeed. Very well.
But
I
thank
mean,
you.
I
Thank you very
didn't
much.
honestly anticipate you coming back. If the guards approach you about this, please, I apologize. I will try to call them off.
You must.
I mean, I thought you and your burly friend and your man in a tin suit and what have you were basically being thieves. So I didn't.
In the moment, we were, I guess, if you think about it, but it was with the best intent that it was done, and I apologize.
How can I feel so guilty? I mean, how can? Yes, I know, Pumpkin. Just calm down. How can I repay you? I mean, thank you. Is there anything I can decipher for you? I mean, you deciphered this. I mean, I hope you bookmarked it all.
I marked the relevant parts that helped us, and I made some notes in the margins about things, but
well,
perhaps I'll be back tomorrow.
I mean, if there is something I can translate for you, or help as you did, I'm fascinated to read about this riddle and the code in there. So, you went to his lair and you met the frozen, you said, version of.
Yeah, at first he was a frozen version of Drusus, 12 feet tall, enormous. I don't think he could have been that big in real life, but I don't know. I wasn't around.
Well, his ego might have been, but.
Well, very true. Oh, and once we defeated him, his actual self showed up. I suppose he was some form of unnatural creature to live that long. It's, 1300 and some odd years since he died?
If he was alive, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
we
were able to convince him that the Roman Empire had fallen, and that was enough to convince him to give up his head and hands.
He gave up his head and hands?
Not willingly. But he's gone now. That is all that is important.
And, well, I mean, what did he give them up to?
Remember the big guy that took the books?
Yes, of course. How could I forget? This is really, he's a pain in the, you know what?
He gave them up to his axe.
Oh, so just figuratively.
Yeah.
He didn't literally get them or anything like that.
Correct.
Yeah. Oh, okay, very well.
Get them.
Yeah, I mean, the head remained behind, but...
Here's your tea. I hope it's yeah. It doesn't taste like cat urine. Rest assured, I wouldn't drink it if it did. Well, that's not always the case.
Exactly.
But I mean, most of the time,
I don't know exactly what it tastes like. But he did take the hands, and in fact, I think the bishop may be sanctifying them or preserving them so that he can give them as a trophy to his people who have been ravaged by this Drusus for centuries.
Oh, I would love to see them before he bequeaths them to somebody else, if it's possible. At least to make a sketch of them. Or if you could provide me with a sketch, that would be.
I will try to get him to come here in recompense for his mistreatment of you.
Oh, that would be very, very divine. I would even offer to give him tea and let him pet some up on a cat.
I'm not so sure about the tea, but I know he loves kitties.
Well, I do have. I think.
Totally.
I think I have two dozen or so. I mean, so,
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, they're probably waiting for me.
Well, I can't thank you enough. He reaches.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Well, no, I need to thank you. Without this book, we would not have been able to do what we did.
I mean, most people don't return what others perceive to have been stolen, so I greatly appreciate it. I cannot tell you enough. And
as a lover of books myself, I could not bring myself to take them from another.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. That's very, very kind of you to say.
Perhaps I will see you later.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy the tea. You can take the cup with you if you like.
That's okay. But thank you. It was delicious. Ish.
You head out?
Yes.
Awesome stuff. Where are you going?
We're going to the cathedral to talk to the bishop about the hand trophy.
You make your way. It's you and Galela and...
If Simon meets us there.
Okay. He's probably going to be a little bit...
Yeah,
Kip?
I kind of broke off as you were going like...
You see out beyond... Give me a perception check with advantage.
Who?
Kip, please.
Kip.
Five and a 6.
Yeah, exactly. So a 7.
This is 7. You don't see anything. You find yourself making your way through the main square, and there's the large cathedral right in front of you, massive, towering over the area. You go inside, or
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, I'll go right in front.
You find your way inside, and you start to go. You make your way in, and it's the same place you've been before. Very, very quiet, especially at this time of the day. There are a couple acolytes working around in the room, but otherwise relatively quiet.
Okay. Do I see the bishop or?
You don't see the bishop, but you do recognize the individual who that you has been escorting you to the bishop. He recognizes you and he goes, I assume you want to see the bishop.
Yes, that'd be great.
I think he took care of what you were looking to do. I could be wrong.
That would be great.
Excuse me. I turned down the. Would you please?
They're rehearsing. Light shining through on me.
They're rehearsing. There's a big celebration about the Drusistine now being visible and the fog being lifted from the lake.
It makes me happy.
Yes, it makes us all very, very happy. And I do know, even though I guess we're not talking about it, that you and your party had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's okay though. That we don't do deeds like that for recognition. We do it to make things better for everybody.
I do know that it did not go unrecognized.
That's appreciated.
Even though the masses may not be able to handle knowledge of such things, especially from what I've heard the bishop discuss. Give me a few minutes.
Sure.
He scurries off. You eventually leave Bartisha's?
Yeah.
You're making your way down. Are you going toward the cathedral or are you going someplace else?
I'll go back towards the square that the cathedral's in, but I'm not going to head into the cathedral.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. I'm sorry, a perception check and a perception check.
12.
10.
You see, Kip sees Zyman almost at the same time that Zyman sees Kip. Each of you coming out of, Zyman is coming out of one of the townhouses that is right on the square. It looks like something like one of those tall buildings. You see Kip coming out of an alleyway at that moment.
I'll wave and start walking over.
Slipped in, eh?
I was trying to find you a bow, but it was not successful here. We have to find it elsewhere.
Oh, we'll have plenty of time on the road. Maybe we'll find a good piece in the woods.
Aye, for sure. Do you know where the others ventured to?
I know they were going to the cathedral. Both wanted to get those hounds back.
Yes. I don't have a desire to go there.
We can just wait outside.
All right.
You want to get a sausage?
No. No.
All right, we'll just sit in the square and wait for them.
All right.
We're gonna be sausage scarred for a while.
Back inside, the acolyte approaches you and Galila and says, please follow me.
Okay.
It takes you back toward the nave, off toward the left-hand side, through an archway, down a long corridor, which you had been down before. I don't know if you have or not. But you go down through through a long corridor with arches and columns on one side and a garden beyond. At the very end of it, there's a door. There's several doors, but at the very end, there's a door. He knocks, and you hear the bishop's voice. The bishop says, please come in.
Okay, go in.
As you enter, you see the same, not ornate, but upscale office that you had been in before. It's has some of the trappings of a bishop of the Roman Catholic Church. So it's clearly, it has some stature to him. There's some books, but mostly ecclesiastical books. On the desk, sitting in the room, there's a mahogany stand, and it looks like it was rather quickly polished. It almost looks like two bookends wedged together. And then in the center of it, each of those are the two hands kind of resting in the center. And what is left of the arms sits in a notch on either end of those two pieces. So they can kind of be supported and sitting there in the structure. The hands themselves are completely covered in silver, some type of silver metal, and that's what you see.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him, and Boren's just gonna like have a deep like, just like a real deep kind of chuckle at them.
The bishop comes forward and he says, "They were very big hands."
Thank you, I appreciate doing this.
Well, I appreciate your silence and I appreciate what you did.
My people will appreciate it as well. So thank you.
I hope they do. I do not have any ability to make things magical. I'm not sure I even believe in magic. But I'm told that this has some magic, if you will, if you believe in such things.
Okay.
To unite people and perhaps give them a focus with a purpose. When it's presented by an appropriate leader and perhaps led by an appropriate leader. I don't know exactly how it works.
Well, the story and the meaning behind them alone should help inspire my people some.
Perhaps.
So even if it's just that, then it would be a powerful icon for them.
Well, I mean, again, thank you.
Well, thank you. And I'm glad we could bring some better days ahead for the city.
I was worried when you first opened up that wall and what came forth. As bad as bizarre as things were, I hesitate, bad is not a right word. As bizarre as things were, there was calm and then there was chaos.
Sometimes things need to get really bad before they can get better again.
And they did. And I hope they stay better.
So do I. There's many other evils in this world. And thankfully, you have champions of the sun out there trying to stop some of that evil from spreading. I don't think we could ever end it all, but we will do our best to try to put as much of an end to the spread of evil as we can.
That is noble. May you go forth with Christ's blessing.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you, and I don't know you, but
this is Galila. She helped us defeat Drusus and bring some peace here.
Thank you, Galila.
Yeah. Of course.
Thank you. I'll take it. And I don't know how big it. I'm guessing it's pretty big.
Pretty big. I mean, they're big hands. I mean,
Yeah.
They're twice the size of your
Yeah.
physical hands.
Yeah.
This guy was 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean, they were
Yeah.
big hands.
It's awesome.
Did you ever see the picture of Andre the Giant holding like a
Oh, yeah.
full-size beer? Where it's like, he's
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. I'll
like
take
that.
them and start hitting out. I'm just gonna say, go. This is your. Is this your God's like place of worship, or is this where you come to worship your God?
Most of the time.
Do you need some time before we head out? I mean, I plan to get back on the road and get back to my home, to the Badenweiler, as fast as possible. So, if you need some time, I can stick around and wait.
Oh, no.
If you don't come
He's
across those
everywhere,
places.
so
Okay.
it's okay with me. We can go.
Okay.
As we're waiting, I'll turn to Zyman and say, how did you find the champions? How did you come across?
Were you there when I talked about France and
Yes.
stealing the pearl? And then I was on the run from, I believe, men hired by her family to retrieve the pearl, and probably myself. They chased me across most of France, and I decided my best course of action was to go into the Alps. I was very ill prepared. I was near frozen to death when Matthias found me in a mountain pass and picked me up and brought me to the champions who engaged in battle. And that was not a pleasant way to be introduced, but kind of set the stage for everything that has followed.
Yes, I joined them in the middle of a battle as well. It was outside Sagut, if I remember correctly. And,
I've heard much of that place. I
Yes.
fear there will come a time we will have to go back.
Possibly. So you're helping them combat Ghazi.
Yes.
He is a worthy opponent.
He seems monstrous.
He is monstrous, very monstrous.
We have even been contacted by another vampire by the name of Argrad. There are even vampires that oppose Ghazi himself for the destruction that they think he will put onto the world will upset the balance where even they will not be able to survive.
Well, that is interesting. I believe it was a vampire, Aladdin. I think it was Ghazi's relative, son, I think. But yes, we fought against Ghazi. And we were not ready. And I think, I understand you guys are now finding a better way to oppose him. And that is wise, because we were impulsive. And we all almost did not make it. So
I have found, surprisingly, many of the answers to our fights within the book I carry. It has the instructions to build the weapon that we hope will kill Ghazi. They're buried in code. And much more. There is much more that I have yet to decipher from the book, but there is a very powerful spell woven within it that I'm still having trouble figuring out. Even being able to know its full extent, even its name, I believe I have. But it is very powerful, and it was that power that I was trying to delve into when we were defending Bowen's village that led to me
being affected with the personalities that lie within the book.
Oh. So it is dangerous.
More so than I could ever have thought, but it is dangerous, but salvation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the book to be the word of the Mother of God.
The Mother of God.
What is more divine than that which creates divinity?
Hmm.
And for every person that picks up the book, it becomes what that person desires the most, what they need the most. For the spirits that I know that reside in the book, for John, it became a holy relic that he had to protect and persevere and preserve. For Hallen, it became a source of endless knowledge. He was a scholar, and that was what he sought. For Abdullah Hazred, it was power, it was destruction.
And for you? Just this powerful spell?
I do not know yet. I feel it pulling me in many directions. I know it is the answer to what we seek, but I would be a fool to not think that it is affecting my soul in some way.
And this desire that it provides you, is it quick? Is it instant? Or is it over time, like it's eating away at you?
It has grown as my understanding of it has grown. It weaves into me as I weave into it. And I'm sure if I gave you the book and you took the time to read it and understand the words, the actual words on the pages would seem to change for you and become what you needed them to be. And I find it very odd that I made the choice to take this book and flee my home. And within it lie the instructions that may provide the salvation for us all. I cannot help but think that some divinity, which I never believed in before, has put me on the path that led me to the champions and has led me this far. And if it corrupts my soul and destroys my body, but allows us to win the day in the end, that's maybe the price that I'm destined to pay.
I understand.
You sure you don't want a sausage?
I do not want a sausage.
Before Borth and Galila leave the cathedral, I'm gonna, just as we're about to leave, I'm gonna stop her. I'm gonna be like, Galila, do you plan to stay with the Champions of the Sun?
I thought about that, the answer to that question, when I was cleaning mustard out of my braid last night. This morning you almost did not see me, but I feel like I can stick around for.
Do you understand the
Quite a
great
bit.
evil that we're up against? Do you understand that it's going to get a lot worse than mustard in your braids? It may be a lot worse than that. I mean, we're battling the undead. We're battling evils within this world. Are you ready for that?
I have been battling evil for a few years now. It's either it's gonna happen, those battles, but
Are you ready
whether
to?
I'm alone or with you guys,
Are you ready to do something about those evils?
Always.
Will you swear to it in front of your god now? That you will continue to fight the evil with Champions of the Sun? Even if it costs your own life?
I've sworn before, and now with you as my witness, I swear again.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Champions of the Sun. And I'm going to take the boots that I was given. I'm going to hand it to you. You're going to need these boots. I'm going to give them to Galela. And I'm going to head out the door.
You see Borinth and Galela exiting the cathedral, and the two of you see Zyman and Kip sitting on a curb somewhere near the market square. You guys link back up. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to head right straight to them.
Yeah. We're just wrapping up a conversation.
Look what I got. Check that out. Gigantic hands. They make me feel good. I can't wait for my people to see them. I'm ready to go. I want to get back home.
I might have to help rebuild the wall to tack them up on the wall.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rebuilding that's going to have to take place.
I think in a couple more days we should be able to head out.
Yeah, that's my priority now.
Back to your village then.
Back to my village. Yeah. I got to get back to them. They need to know what's happened.
They need to know they're safe. The other villages that were tormented by Drusus need to know. They can pass the word.
Yeah, exactly. It's time.
Perhaps life can start to return to normal for them.
Yeah. That's what I've wanted for a long time. So, time to finish it. Like I've said it before, just one last piece to finish.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. So I got nothing else. I'm just gonna.
Okay. Unless you're doing something else, do you venture back toward the inn, or what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stick with the group, but I'm guessing that's where my end destination is right now.
Okay.
Back to the inn, just going to lay low for a few days and.
Very fair.
I don't know.
Might be talking in his sleep.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hey.
There he is.
What's up, Ryder?
Hey.
You okay, bud?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So you venture back. Kip, roll an insight check.
14.
You have a sense that you weren't real welcome there.
I did. I didn't need to roll for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Understood.
Welcome where? In the square?
In the inn and the wood shop.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Not so much the wood shop. You really weren't.
But definitely the inn.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've been there now for a couple nights, and I understand, and I will, if we do go back to the inn, I will just kind of stay with the crowd, of the group, and kind of try to stay out of sight, out of sight, out of mind concept.
Okay. You guys go back toward the inn?
No.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, think so. Sounds good.
The barkeep seems a little bit off to the rest of you, and he sees you come in, and he sort of turns and goes to the back. What are you guys doing?
I'll turn to Borinth and I'll say, we might have a problem here.
What sort of a problem?
Well, some places I'm not very welcome. And this might be one of them.
And why would that be?
Because,
No, I don't. What?
Lots of people are missing eyes. That's nothing to worry about.
Look at the scar I got. Look at that scar. How big that scar is. Remember when I lost that eye?
I do remember. It was a long time.
Yes.
That was rough.
Yeah.
certain foreigners are not welcome in certain places.
Huh. What kind of foreigners? What are you talking about?
Uh,
We're all from all over the place.
us Celts.
Yeah? So? I still don't get it.
Well, I mean,
Just say it.
the
What is
accent
it?
is really funny.
I mean, it is kind of funny.
I'm working on it.
Just because it's just because you're not from around here. I don't understand. What's the problem?
Well, that should be enough. That the barkeep seems to be uncomfortable with my presence.
Okay. Do you want me to kill him or something? You want me
Well, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then what's the problem? You're with us.
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're good. Don't you worry about it.
All right.
We got you. Do you want to go somewhere else? Is that
No, no. This is fine.
okay?
This is
I got your back. You don't have to worry about it.
Mattias just might have to shell out a few more shillings.
Okay. They seem glad enough to take our money.
Hi. Sometimes
So-
money's not enough.
Just stick by us, and we'll be fine.
And I will.
You guys are in the tavern. It's fairly quiet at this time. It's late afternoon by all of your comings and goings. Right now, you don't see the barkeep. He is left to the back. And you just settle in for the night.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Okay. The afternoon passes uneventfully. Some of the crowd starts to come in. You can hear some hushed whispers back and forth between the owner and some of the customers. Some of the customers leave. And then the owner comes over and he says, to you in German, he says, elves are not welcome here.
And what do you plan on doing about it?
You can take your business elsewhere.
I'll take my business elsewhere. You give me my money back.
He goes behind the bar and he pulls up a sack of money and he drops it. He says, be gone before the town guard comes and helps you along.
You know we did a great service for the city. You aware of that? You know that man? He did a great service for the city.
Elves are not welcome here. They're an abomination.
Okay, well, next time you need our help, and it will come, you won't have it. I'll take the money, and I'll start to walk away, and I'll come up to the, I'll go up to the rest of the group. Which one of you guys is an elf?
Just look around.
Elves exist.
I don't think it's me.
They seem to think everyone else is an elf. They gave us our money back.
This is news to me.
Let's get out of
I
here.
go, I knew they would find out.
You're an elf? Everybody having a good time?
Yeah.
We're going to pause there. We're going to pause there.
Oh, that was so well timed. Thank
What?
you very much for that.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, going around the table here. Simon, we'll start with you. Boss, what was your highlight?
A great night of RP. The bar was just the most ridiculous, obscene, and fun time I've ever had sitting at this table. Without a doubt.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. It was great.
Yeah, it's fun. A lot of fun.
I really liked the conversation with Kip. Overall, just a great night. Like finding out about the boots. Kind of very interested to see what's going to happen with the town guard and everything. And interested in maybe going back to Bartish's before we leave and showing him the book and seeing if he has any ideas. Since he offered. I was a little reluctant when he first offered. I didn't want to take him up on it immediately, but I'm thinking about it.
Okay, cool. Good, awesome RP between everybody. But that was really cool with between. I thought it was between Simon and Kip. I thought it was very cool. There was a lot of cool, a lot. I mean, 1,500 experience points. Thank you for the adventure log and hook. 1,500 Mark, did you have a good time?
I did. Thank you, Tom.
Even with the way the direction that started to go?
Oh my God, totally. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we haven't touched on that yet.
I'm torn. Part of me is like, but I wanted to keep the world real, and so
yeah, it was known going into it, and there was, I'm forgetting. I feel like I might have said something before, but there was one character at one point. Remember that guy that like only talked in a whisper? He's here for like a session.
Yes,
right?
yes.
We had a conversation about being elves together in that session, so.
We've never talked about
it. It's never been openly spoken about.
Nope.
Although traveling this long,
Yeah, but not if you don't.
No, accurate.
Not if you don't like. If it doesn't matter to you.
If you don't stand on top of a table and pee on everybody, and then they would notice the difference.
Right. Correct.
The streams would be way different.
This is true.
They would be sparkly.
Yeah.
Yes.
There'd be sparkles inside of it, like glitter.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was good. Not Simon's proudest moment.
Yeah, but to like Boris, it doesn't matter. Like it's no, it doesn't see any difference. Like it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. No, that was great. That was good. Obviously, role play was really good. One element, though, Tom, that I really enjoyed was because something I've DM'd before and just didn't think about. The identify, describing what he's experiencing while he identifies. That was brilliant. That was great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that moment. That was really good. It didn't impact Kip, but as Mark, I really enjoyed that moment.
Thank you for saying that. I'm starting in another game, maybe tomorrow. I've never felt that magic is truly magical in D&D. It just becomes like, oh, I got another +1 sword, but I got 3. Maybe I can go and sell these at the magic shop because every town has a magic shop, and I can get a rod of lordly might. I think if they still have it in stock. And it's just, and to me, it's like going to Walmart. It's not, but that's me. It doesn't mean if everybody does it that way, they're wrong. I'm just saying, I'm trying to make it feel the way I would want it to feel if I was a player.
Yeah, because there's an element of just saying like, oh, you identified, here's the piece of paper, this is what you find.
Yeah.
Versus what you did, which is just much more immersive.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the adventure log and hook. And you are level 9.
Yes, sir.
You have a difference bonus of 2K. So you've got 3,500 experience points. Zubaydah, did you have a good time?
I did, yes.
What was your highlight?
I kind of have 2. I think it was very interesting and fun to. I like always to kind of try and envision like little scenarios maybe that Kalila's been through when she parted with her family, and so I imagine like being in a relatively like a well-off family, and then I'm sure she's had moments where she put herself in not the greatest environments, but just for the sake of feeling free, and like it's not maybe ladylike to be in this place.
Yeah, I don't see her as that.
Yeah.
As a mosh pit diver.
But that was a little intense. I think that was like all the way off from what she would try. So it was interesting trying to like navigate through that, and figuring out what she would do, the dirtier she got. Yeah, and then I really enjoyed like our conversation and having that moment because I didn't really expect it either. And so I was kind of put in a position where I was like, okay, yeah, like that makes sense. And like, and getting something like just any form of gift like these boots from a new acquaintance, it's just like, it's just a lot of just new territory. I feel like this entire episode really
cool
for her. So
cool. I'm looking forward to what we talked about offline with that. I hesitate to use the term organization. I look forward to seeing where that goes to the extent that you want it to go someplace. I do want to get you in the open. I sent you a proposed script, and so please look it over, rewrite it, and send it back to me, and we'll try and get you recorded. You're level 7, So with your level difference bonus, 4,000 experience points. Should take you up to 30k. Probably 1 or 2 sessions away from another level too. I think it's at 34.
That fast. 34.
I think you're at 30 right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were at 26 plus 4 should be 30. I could be wrong though.
I'm at 34.
Okay. I could be wrong. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But what was it today?
So it was 4,000 today.
Got
So
it.
you were at 26 is what I had, and this should take you to 30 is what I had. Brian, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time.
What was your highlight?
I love like everybody's role playing. You know, I loved like the description of the hands, like that whole trophy thing with the bishop. That was a lot of fun.
Cool.
And I was gonna say what Mark said. I just like the way you describe like the magical items and how you identify them. It gives them like history. It gives them like you can imagine what they do first before you go and read the paper and kind of like So I was gonna add that as well. But everybody did such a great job role playing. It was a lot of fun. And I like having the conversation we did in the church right before. Kind of like wanted to bring you into the group. Like if you're just what you want. You're now a member of the Champions of the Sun, whether you like it or not. Like, this is your time to pick, and so.
It was like, when did we have a blood oath coming into the Champions?
Yeah.
I just find scoundrels and was like, go get us here, you're a champion.
Yeah.
But now it's like, give me your firstborn.
Yeah. So it was good. Great time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for the adventure log and hook. Appreciate it. 1,500 experience points. Reiner, I know you were only here for a brief period of time. The brief period of time that you were here, did you have a good time?
I did.
Okay.
I would like to apologize. Past week has been very difficult. So my sleep schedule has been very poor, and it's catching up to me.
I discussed offline what was going on. I don't want to say it while we're on the stream, but
Yes.
I wish you the best.
Totally understandable.
And,
No need to explain.
But you had a good time though for what you were here.
Yes.
1,000 experience points. Guys, I had a good time. I appreciate it. Thank you for attending. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry, Ryan and Nick. I'm sorry neither of you could be here. Ryan, I hope you feel better. Nick, I hope you had a good time on your date with your girlfriend, lady friend. But I apologize. I'm sorry you guys couldn't be here. The mosh pit, I came up with that off the top of my head and then played with it while I was away. But the mosh pit, when Tom was a young lieutenant.
I knew there was a real story behind
this.
I knew it.
In 1985, the Army was not as politically correct as it is today. It's better today. And the Officers Club bar at Fort Rucker was called the Animal Bar. And that is literally what it was like on a Friday night.
See, I didn't think that. When you introduced it last session, like I was positive that this was a real thing that probably happened in some medieval time, right? Like there was a real thing going on.
It might have been.
You were pulling from.
Yeah, 1985.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Medieval.
It's not quite what I was thinking.
It was the Middle Ages.
I was like, I knew, like Tom pulled this from something in history.
Yeah, I did.
His own personal history.
Yeah.
There were some things left out, of course. But it was all good. Guys, I had a really good time. I appreciate it. Looking forward to next week. Thank you for watching Seven-Sided Dice Carpathian Adventure. Again, we would like to thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.syrinscape.com. Thank you, artists Yenu and Silky Noir, for the terrific character art. Please patronize them via the @ Yenu Draws on Instagram, @ Yenu on Tumblr and Twitter, and patronize Silky Noir on DeviantArt. Please comment in the Twitch chat room, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. While we do this strictly for fun, please let us know how we might improve the stream. Lastly, please follow on Twitch and on Instagram. Please like on Facebook and on YouTube, and please subscribe on YouTube. Appreciate every single one of you. I love YouTube because it's that archive of record forever. Twitch is cool. Trovo, I don't really understand it. Facebook, I can't ever find anything ever again on it, but YouTube is awesome. As we leave you, please indulge my periodic diatribe. I've got a couple minutes, and so bear with me. Grumblings of a Graming Grignard. That's me, the old guy. Fun. Except for those paid to DM or play Dungeons and Dragons, we all play for one reason: to have fun. The players, fun. The DMs, fun. However, sometimes there is an assumption that we all have fun in the same way. I would argue that that is simply not the case. Just as there are many flavors of ice cream, preferences for city life versus country life, those who prefer the color red versus the color blue, etc., etc., there are many styles of play. Everyone has fun in different ways, and how folks have fun can vary at times too. In tabletop role-playing games, some enjoy lots of roleplay, others prefer more combat. Still others want a mix, and there are those that actually loathe a mix. The Dungeon Master's Guide goes so far as to outline 7 different styles of play. Who'd have thunk? Acting, exploring, instigating. I'm not sure I exactly understand that one yet. Fighting, optimizing, problem solving, and storytelling. One might think of them as different ways folks have fun. While I think most people enjoy a combination of the different styles, the Dungeon Master's Guide also very, very briefly discusses how to cater to each. Either way, when players with different expectations get together, these differences can occasionally create challenges. As a DM, I've had folks tell me that they want to do something, quote, because it would be fun, unquote. If it gives me pause, I may ask myself why it did so. Often the reason I'm asking myself why it gave me pause is because what the player thinks might be fun, I don't necessarily think will be fun. While I try not to discount those players' feelings, as a DM, I do, as I absolutely should, try to strike a balance. Will what the player wants be fun for the other players? Will what the player wants be fun the next session, the session after that, and so on? Or will it create scenarios that will not be fun for the player or for someone else? At the same time, I ask myself, will it be fun for me? Yikes. Sure, I want to see people have fun. I want to help everyone have fun. However, I'm not a professional DM, so I do not do this for any financial compensation. I DM because I enjoy it. I do this because I want to have fun, and I love doing it. As the guy putting in what I would argue is the yeoman's work, and I've got 2 other DMs sitting at the table, I do give my sentiments a significant amount of weight. What makes something fun for me matters too. While I will try to cater to the 7 styles of play, I'm old enough to realize that I'm not going to make everyone happy. Not everyone is going to have fun at my table. And even those that do are not going to have fun all of the time. Though I'm not performing on a stage, much like a comedian who gets up on a stage trying to make the audience laugh, I want the players to have fun. However, I can't make someone have fun any more than a comedian can make their audience laugh. Some just won't. We can try and create the scenario where they might, but at the end of the day, it's up to the individual. So there is an assumption that just because we all get along, because we all played in D&D, we're gonna get along, that we're gonna have fun the same way. People play D&D in different ways. People have fun in different ways. People want different things out of the game, and people have fun in different ways. So for now, my fun is over. I will end my diatribe there. Always remember, In the Carpathian adventure, the journey is the destination, and we will continue the journey in 2 weeks. So for now, thank you for rolling. Thank you for watching. Roll a 7-sided die. And have a great night. I don't even get my tongue out of my butt. Good night,
Make some Dungeons
folks.
and Dragons!
Huzzah!